Chapter 1131 May you gather much. This object most evokes longing under... Can't they all see? Not at all. Adele shook her head. I don't understand why you would think that way, nor do I get why you have such a strange thought. Anyway, it's not for the money that I acknowledged my parents and sister Yenyun. Don't make yourself out to be so noble, you just love money. Adele continued to shake her head. Sister Yenyun, you're really being too extreme. I think you should go see a psychologist. They can help you talk it through. If this continues, you'll become depressed. Westerners speak quite straightforwardly, and Adele is no exception. Given Wu Yenyun's current state, she really should see a psychologist. Depression is terrifying, and if severe, it can be fatal or lead to a misguided path. Psychologist? Again with the psychologist? Wu Yenyun was immediately provoked. Are these also Ni Yang's words that you're saying to me? Did Ni Yang discover me yesterday? Did she deliberately send you to humiliate me? It must be Ni Yang. Because Ni Yang had suggested she see a psychologist before, and now Adele said the same. Why must Ni Yang always be at odds with her? What? Is she so jealous of her own well-being? No, these are all my own words. Did I say anything incorrect? Adele was slightly bemused. Stop pretending. Wu Yenyun said angrily, none of you have experienced my pain. What right do you have to stand on a moral high ground and judge me? If it were you in my shoes, you might not be as magnanimous. Because of Ni Yang, how much suffering had she endured? Yet, she hadn't done anything to Ni Yang, she hadn't even taken a yuan from the Ni family, but they kept accusing her of wrongdoing. Where did she go wrong? Her mistake was probably coming into this world in the first place. Adele slightly frowned. Shakespeare once said that those who control their own fate stand at both ends of the balance, while those controlled by fate only know that God has given them their destiny. In fact, everyone holds their fate in their hands. Only those who don't believe in fate can live their best life. If Adele believed in fate, she would now be the second Martha, a Martha who faced violence every day. Sister Yenyun, calm down and think about whether what I said is right. I told you I'm not your sister. If you had a shred of shame or confidence, you would not call me sister anymore. Wu Yenyun suddenly stood up from the table, took out 5 yuan from her pocket, threw it on the table and walked away. She never expected that meeting Adele today would turn out this way. This Adele, for the sake of money, for wealth and honor, had abandoned her own dignity. She really had no right to be her sister. Adele watched Wu Yenyun's retreating back, speechless for a moment. Not calling wouldn't hurt. After all, her impression of this sister was extremely bad. After returning home, Adele mentioned the incident to Ni Yang. Ni Yang's reaction was flat, but Zhao Yu was very agitated. My God! This Wu Yenyun has no shame. She was astonished. Upon finishing, Zhao Yu looked at Adele and continued, Third aunt, do you want to listen to Wu Yenyun's stories? Yes. Adele nodded. If you do, come over there, I'll tell you everything, every single detail. Zhao Yu pulled Adele under the osmanthus tree in the yard. Zhao Yu told her everything about Wu Yenyun almost being sold, Wu Yenyun's bird-killing spree in a fit of rage and so on. Adele only knew that Ni Yang had funded the Wu family's construction company and helped them out of poverty. She never knew that so much else had happened in between. Looking at it this way, Wu Yenyun really went too far. Zhao Yu in tears said, Third aunt, you don't know how adorable the bird named Duo Duo was. It could speak, dance, was charming and suave, but in the end it was killed by Wu Yenyun. Sob, sob, sob. Adele did not know how to comfort her, so she could only say, a dead bird cannot be revived, don't be too sad. Zhao Yu hugged Adele, crying even harder. Time flies. Another week had quickly passed. During this period, Zhao Yu often loved to take books to Deming Pavilion, asking Grandpa Du whenever she encountered something she did not understand. Because Mo Chishan had asked her to keep him company when she had nothing to do. After all, she had had a good relationship with Grandpa Du since the time she was Duo Duo. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlov. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1132 May you gather much. This object most evokes longing _6. Dude, what character is this? Since the time when Zhao Yu got a taste of Dude's ruthlessness, he dared not to call Dude a little jerk anymore. Ing was really too scary. Thinking back on his past self, Zhao Yu felt he was truly like a fearless calf that knows nothing of the tiger's might. Adorably foolish. Dude looked at the pair of hands draped over his shoulder with a bit of helplessness. Can you not stand so close to me? Zhao Yu said speechlessly, We're all men here, what's there to be afraid of? Dude unemotionally pushed Zhao Ye's hand away, keeping his distance. This is the character Ben in its rare form, which is homophonic to run and also means to sprint. Zhao Yu scratched his head. This is too difficult. It's just too hard. Being human is really exhausting. You're just too dumb, said Dude, twirling the Buddha beads without mincing words. Zhao Yu suddenly noticed that the Buddha beads in Dude's hands were different from usual. These beads were very red, shining brightly, making Dude's hands appear even fairer and more slender. Did you change your Buddha beads? What are these made of? The color is so pretty. Dude's expression remained unchanged. They are called blood Bodhi. Zhao Yu reached out her hand. Can I take a look? No. Dude refused directly. His sense of territory was too strong. No ordinary person should even think about touching his belongings. Stingy. Zhao Yu rolled her eyes at him. But what the heck is blood Bodhi? Zhao Yu continued to ask. Blood Bodhi is blood Bodhi, Dude replied, his tone indifferent, not wanting to explain any further. Zhao Yu was really too curious. She remembered the name blood Bodhi and went to look it up in books later on, finally finding such an explanation. Blood Bodhi is also known as sea red beans. There's a poem about it. Sea red beans grow in the south, budding a few branches in spring. I hope you pick more, for this thing evokes the deepest longing. Later, Zhao Yu found another line of poetry. The exquisite dice admit sea red beans, deep longing, do you know or not? Both poems suggest that sea red beans symbolize longing. 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 Zhao Yu rested her head on her left hand. Who could Dude be longing for? Zhao Yu thought hard but couldn't come up with an answer. For someone like Dude who might fall for another person seemed bizarre in itself. Maybe she was wrong. Perhaps Dude didn't wear the beads because they symbolized longing? Zhao Yu lifted her head to look out the window, where the moon was large and round, casting a layer of radiance over the earth, accompanied by the pleasant sound of frogs. Lulled by the frog chorus, it wasn't long before Zhao Yu drifted into dreamland. The 8th day of the 7th lunar month is a good day. Today Wu Chenjin's parents and grandparents were visiting the Ni family. The parents and elders from both sides sat together to discuss the wedding date for the two children. After unanimous decision by the parents, the wedding date was set for the 18th day of the 8th lunar month. There was more than a month left from now, providing ample time to prepare various things. Wu Chenjun was in high spirits due to the joyful occasion. He didn't expect that he and Shangguan Zai's day would come so soon. Shangguan Shi also didn't expect that in the end she would walk down the aisle with Wu Chenjun. Ni Yang, smiling, said, Sister Xiaoxi, you don't need to buy roses for the wedding, just have people cut them directly from the flower fields when the time comes, and after the wedding ceremony they can be reused. Mo Qishan with his arm around Ni Yang's shoulder added, also, don't worry about the wedding dress and groom's suit, I've ordered a set to be customized from France. Shangguan Zai's smile was tinged with shy delight. Wu Chenjun said, then thank you, future brother-in-law. Although Mo Qishan's reputation in Beijing had hit rock bottom, Wu Chenjun didn't look down on Mo Qishan in the slightest. He had a feeling that Mo Qishan was a person who kept his cards close to his chest. Does your average Joe have connections to order wedding dresses from France? Mo Qishan said, we're all family here, no need for formalities. Wu Chenjun followed up on that, Xiaoxi and I are getting married soon, when are you and Yang Yang planning to hold the event? Mo Qishan turned his gaze towards Ni Yang, that depends on Yang Yang, I'm not in a hurry. Oh, you're not in a hurry? Well, I'm not in a hurry either, Ni Yang quipped, raising her eyebrows slightly. Now Mo Qishan was thrown off balance and immediately said, I am in a hurry. Isn't it okay if I'm in a hurry? You're in a hurry? Ni Yang looked up at Mo Qishan. Yes, I'm in a hurry. Mo Qishan nodded slightly. Ni Yang deliberately teased him, then I'm not in a hurry. Mo Qishan, Shangguan Shi couldn't help but laugh. Yang Yang stopped teasing him. Time flew by and before they knew it, it was almost the day of Shangguan Shi and Wu Chenjin's wedding. The night before the wedding, Ni Tsuehua came to Shangguan Zai's bedroom. Mom, it's so late, is there something you need? Ni Tsuehua smiled and said, nothing major, just wanted to have a chat with you. Then sit down please. Shangguan Shi patted the bed beside her. Ni Tsuehua sat on the edge of the bed and taking Shangguan Zai's hand in hers, said, Xiaoxi, I'm truly thankful to the heavens for giving me such a sensible and beautiful daughter like you. I'm also very happy that all along, you've treated me as if I were your biological mother. They say that being a stepmother is difficult, but Ni Tsuehua has never felt the meaning of this saying with Shangguan Shi and Shangguan Su. These two kids were too sensible. From the first day she was with Shangguan Dehui, They never caused her any worry. Now that Shang Guanxi was about to get married and leave as a mother, she really couldn't bear to part with her. Mom, what are you talking about? Since you married Dad, you're my mom. And besides, you've been wonderful. There's a saying that empathy begets kindness. You've been good to us, and it's only right that we are good to you too. Also, I want to thank you. It's your presence that's brought warmth to our home, and it's you who made my brother and I feel maternal love and the warmth of a family. Saying this, Shang Guanxi reached out and hugged Enai Tsuehua. Enai Quihua's eyes reddened slightly. Xiaoxi, thank you. It's me who should be thanking you. Before Enai Tsuehua arrived, the Shangguan family was like scattered sand. The house always felt cold and icy. It was Enai Tsuehua who made this home feel more real. Silly child, don't cry. You're going to be a bride. If you cry and swell up your eyes, it won't do for putting on makeup tomorrow. Enai Tsuehua wiped away Shangguan's eyes' tears. Mom, don't cry either. Enai Tsuehua nodded. Okay, Mom won't cry. After saying that, Enai Tsuehua imparted some words about respecting her in-laws to Shang Guanxi, then took out a passbook and handed it to Shang Guanxi. Shang Guanxi was startled. What are you doing? Enai Tsuehua said with a smile. It's just a little something from me. It's not much money, but just accept it. Mom, I can't take this. Shang Guanxi refused. Shangguan Dehui had already transferred all of the Shangguan family's assets into her name. How could she take Enai Quihua's money at a time like this? Enai Tsuehua said, Xiaoxi, if you truly think of me as your mother, then keep the passbook. Shang Guanxi dared not refuse any longer. Enai Tsuehua continued, no matter what, us women must stand tall and not let anyone look down on us. No need to go asking men for money. Keep this money for now, and if there's an emergency in the future, you can use it then. Although it's not a lot, it may come in handy in a pinch. Okay, Shang Guanxi nodded. Saying she wasn't moved would be a lie. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1133 Wedding Surprise. Seeing that Shang Guanxi no longer refused, Enai Tsuehua also sighed with relief. Xiaoxi, even though you are about to get married, you must remember this will always be your home, we will always be your family. If Chen Jun ever dares to bully you, just come back and tell us. No matter when, we will always be your strongest support. The saying that a married daughter is like spilled water does not apply here at Enai Quihua's. In her early life, she suffered from favoritism towards males over females, and now she absolutely won't allow her daughter to endure such injustice. Mom, I know, thank you, Shang Guanxi said, holding back tears which once again started to flow. Before Enai Tsuehua married into the family, Shang Guanxi had heard colleagues and friends talk about the tale of the wasp's tail and the stepmother's heart. Initially she was somewhat uneasy. Later she realized she had been worrying unnecessarily. With Enai Tsuehua she felt the long-lost maternal love and experienced the warmth that a home should have, something she had never truly experienced before. Mom, thank you. Shang Guanxi hugged Enai Tsuehua. Silly child, what are you thanking Mom for? Enai Tsuehua patted Shangguan's eyes back gently. It's getting late. You need to get up early tomorrow, so go to sleep soon. Shang Guanxi nodded. After Enai Tsuehua left, Shang Guanxi opened her passbook, and was shocked by the number on it. The passbook actually had a 7-figure savings. Enai Tsuehua was a good mother. Her food factory currently had very stable monthly earnings, which she divided into 2 parts, giving 1 part to Adele and 1 to Shang Guanxi. The future money was all set aside for other children. She never favored one over another. Enai Tsuehua went to the room, and just as Shangguan Dehui came out of the bathroom, he asked, Daya, where have you been? Enai Tsuehua walked to the vanity to remove her makeup. I went to chat with Xiaoxi for a while. Oh, Shangguan Dehui nodded, pulled back the quilt to get into bed. Time flies so quickly. In my memory, Xiaoxi is still a little toddler who can't even walk steadily, and now she's about to get married. Enai Tsuehua smiled. You've gotten old too. Shangguan Dehui was stunned. Aren't you also old? Enai Tsuehua turned to look at Shangguan Dehui. I am younger than you by several years, don't you know that? Shangguan Dehui said, what does it matter if you are younger? In the end you still married me. Enai Tsuehua. She never realized before Shangguan Dehui could be so skilled with his words. She had always thought of him as a polite scholar. Soon after Enai Tsuehua left, Enai Yang also arrived at Shangguan Zai's room. Sister Xiaoxi. Yang, Shang Guanxi sniffed and got off the bed. Enai Yang smiled. Sister Xiaoxi, you don't need to get up, you'll just sit for a bit and then leave. With that, Anai Yang continued, Sister Xiaoxi, you're going to be a bride tomorrow. How are you feeling? Are you excited? Shangguanxi gestured slightly, a little bit excited. But more than that, she was reluctant to leave this home. Anai Yang handed the gift she had prepared to Shangguanxi. Sister Xiaoxi, this is my wedding gift to you. Do you like it? Shangguanxi took the gift box, opened it and covered her mouth in surprise. Inside the box lay a complete set of diamond jewelry, shining under the light with a dazzling spectrum of colors. Yang, this gift is too precious. Shangguanxi, being a genuine socialite, of course knew the value of the diamond set was not insignificant. Just the diamond on the necklace alone was about 5 carats. Diamonds signify eternity and are indestructible, making them a very meaningful wedding gift. Anai Yang raised an eyebrow and countered, can it be more precious than the sisterly affection between you and me? Thank you Yang, I really like it. Oh, there is one more thing I forgot to bring, Sister Xiaoxi, wait for me. Before Shangguanxi could react, Anai Yang had already disappeared towards the doorway. Shortly after, Anai Yang returned holding 2 red paper bags. Sister Xiaoxi, this is also for you. What is this? Shangguanxi asked. Just open it and you'll see. Shangguanxi opened the paper bags and was shocked again. Inside the boxes and the 2 paper bags were all gold jewelry. Gold bracelets, gold necklaces, gold earrings, all together weighing more than 20 pounds. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1134 Wedding Surprise _2. Anai Yang continued, Sister Xiaoxi, don't laugh at me for being tacky. Though gold isn't pretty, it has the potential to appreciate. Right now it's only a few dozen yuan per gram, but in the future, it might sell for hundreds of yuan per gram, and it holds its value much better than diamonds. In the future, the price of gold peaked at 450 yuan per gram. More than 20 kilograms of gold is also a significant fortune. By the way, I'm also giving you this house. Anai Yang took out a property title deed. The houses Anai Yang bought are all located in the city center, and each one in the future is worth a fortune. Yang, I'll keep the diamond jewelry, but I can't accept anything else. Shangguanxi refused. The gifts from Anai Yang were really too valuable. With diamonds, gold and houses, Shangguanxi felt overwhelmed. Sister Xiaoxi, if you don't want them, you'll make me think that I haven't given enough. I'm going to be angry. Anai Yang pretended to be upset. With that, Anai Yang took Shangguanxi's hand. Sister Xiaoxi, please accept them. Consider it a little gesture from me as your younger sister. It wouldn't be right for you, my older sister, to get married while I, your younger sister, didn't contribute anything at all, would it? A generous dowry could give Shangguanxi more confidence at her in-laws' place. Shangguanxi didn't refuse, thinking about doubling the gifts when Anai Yang gets married. After Anai Yang left, Shangguanxu also came to talk to Shangguanxi, and as a brother, his gifts were no less lavish than Anai Yang's. Then there was Adele, who was also very generous. By the end, the 3 elders of the family also came together, and that evening Shangguanxi received so many gifts that her hands went numb. Zhao Yu, being the poor one in the family with no savings, had recently been learning calligraphy from Master Zheng and decided to write a piece to give to Shangguanxi. Zuoling was stunned when he heard the news of Shangguanxi's upcoming marriage. How long had it been? How long had it been since Shangguanxi broke up with him? How could she be marrying someone else already? Thinking of Shangguanxi's family background and recalling his own recent hardships, Zuoling felt unbearable and went out to drown his sorrows in alcohol all night. Big Brother Zua. As Zuoling lay his head down on the table, somewhat drowsy, a gentle female voice came from above. He looked up and saw a blurry face. Who is this? Zuoling rubbed his eyes. Who are you? Don't you recognize me, Big Brother Zua? The young woman sat across from him and poured a drink. Zuoling burped. Who are you? Do I know you? It's Wu Yenyun. Before Wu Yenyun had a fallout with the Anai family, she had shared a meal with Shangguanxi and Zuoling at the same table, so she knew Zuoling and was aware that he was Shangguanxi's ex-boyfriend. Wu Yenyun. Zuoling paused, then as if remembering something, Oh, it's you. You're Shangguanxi's sister. What are you doing here? Are you here to laugh at me? Get lost. Zuoling suddenly became agitated, his expression turning fierce. Wu Yenyun's smile remained unchanged. I am Wu Yenyun, but am not Shangguanxi's sister. I'm just like you, we both have been abandoned by others. Zuoling stood up, swaying and pointed at Wu Yenyun. You're not Shengguanzai's sister, you're An Yang's sister. Did your sister send you here? Is she making you come here to mock me? Wu Yanyan's expression turned sinister in that instant. She doesn't deserve to be my sister. And Yang doesn't deserve it. She has no right. Zuoling froze, then slapped his head hard. What's going on? He remembered those deep feelings between Yang and Wu Yanyan. When did they turn against each other? Could he be mistaken? Wu Yanyan, what kind of game are you playing with me? Wu Yanyan kept staring at Zuoling. Big brothers were getting dumped by Shangguanxi, marrying a fat woman instead. Aren't you very resentful? This was indeed a sore spot for Zuoling, and now it was being openly stated by Shangguanxi, igniting rage in his heart instantly. Before Zuoling could explode, Wu Yanyan continued, Big brothers were, do you know who caused all this? It was An Yang. An Yang instigated the breakup between you and Shangguanxi, and also that Li Tong, you would never guess, Li Tong is actually An Yang's good friend. It was An Yang who deliberately sent Li Tong to seduce you. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1135 Wedding Surprise _3. If it weren't for An Yang, you would be the one marrying Shangguanxi now, and you would be the one basking in success. It's all An Yang's fault. All her doing. Watching Zuoling's expression change bit by bit, Wu Yanyan continued, Big brothers were, do you know how great Shangguanzai's family is? Now Shangguan Dehui has handed all the Shangguan family's properties to Shangguanxi. In the future Shangguanxi will be the highest leader in the Shangguan group. If you hadn't broken up with Shangguanxi, that highest leader would have been you. It was An Yang who ruined you. The last sentence was full of deep hatred. She hated An Yang. She wished to see An Yang's family ruined and destroyed. Why should she bear all the suffering alone? She wanted An Yang to share the pain with her. An Yang, that bitch. Zuoling was completely enraged, grabbing a wine bottle and hurling it to the ground. Bang, the wine bottle shattered into pieces. Indeed. If Shangguanxi hadn't broken up with him initially, all of this would have been his. All his. All right. Wu Yanyan continued to provoke Zuoling's emotions. Big brothers Wu, do you know who Shangguanxi is marrying? Who? Zuoling looked at Wu Yanyan. It's Wu Qinjun. Wu Qinjun has a very good family background. He grew up with Shangguanxi, but Shangguanxi doesn't love Wu Qinjun. If she did, she would have been with Wu Qinjun long ago. Why bother being with you for 3 years? Zuoling narrowed his eyes. Then why is she marrying Wu Qinjun? Is Xiaoxi being forced? Wu Yanyan shook her head. She was manipulated. Do you want to know who manipulated her? Who? It's An Yang. Wu Yanyan continued. An Yang, like her mother, has always been vain. She looked down on you because you were born poor, so she tried to tarnish your reputation in front of Shangguanxi. When that failed, she worked with Li Tong to seduce you. Hearing this, Zuoling clenched his fists, trembling all over. Anger. He was so angry. He never thought that his and Shangguanzai's breakup was all orchestrated by someone. Wu Yanyan slightly curled her lips. Big brothers Wu, the vengeance of losing a wife is intolerable. Do you want revenge? Do you have a way? Zuoling suddenly turned back to look at Wu Yanyan. Wu Yanyan looked at Zuoling. As long as you follow my lead, I have a way. Really? Wu Yanyan nodded. Why do you want to help me? Zuoling countered. Wu Yanyan smilingly said, because we have a common enemy. She is An Yang. Zuoling followed up, how do you plan to help me? Wu Yanyan gestured for Zuoling to come closer with a beckoning of her little finger. Zuoling leaned his ear closer. Wu Yanyan whispered a few sentences into Zuoling's ear. Listening, Zuoling's face turned pale. Swallowing, he asked, can this really work? Why wouldn't it? Wu Yanyan continued, Big brothers Wu, think about the life you're living now. Are you really content with spending your days with Chen Liebao, that fat woman? Reminded of Chen Liebao, Zuoling fell silent. He was fed up with Chen Liebao. Sometimes he even thought it would be better off dead than live in such a demeaning way. Wu Yanyan, seeing the timing is just right, Big brothers Wu, instead of continuing with that fat woman, it's better to be ruthless and make a big move. This is the vengeance for losing your wife. Since the Ni family won't let you live well, why should you let them live well? They dare to bully you, to disregard you, merely because they see you as a poor nobody. But Big brothers Wu, although we're poor, we cannot be without spirit. We cannot let others bully us like this without a peep. We need to make them pay a bloody price too. We need to let An Yang know that we're not to be trifled with. Indeed, Wu Yinyun had once again provoked Zuoling. He nodded and said, "All right. I'll listen to you." Wu Yinyun patted Zuoling's shoulder, "Then big brother Zua, you better go back and rest early. We'll meet tomorrow." "Okay." The next day was the wedding day for Shangguan Shi and Wu Qinjun. Both the bride's and the groom's families were bustling. And so many people were coming to the Ni family to offer their congratulations. The wedding process was such that the groom would arrive at the bride's home in the morning to pick up the bride, then everyone would go together to the hotel. Source: web novel. Com updated by Novlov. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1136 Wedding Surprise _4. Shangguan family held a Western-style wedding, and Shangguan Shi was wearing a custom wedding dress from France. A white wedding dress that was conservative yet not without trendy elements. The hem was a floor-sweeping mermaid tail, which needed 4 little flower girls to hold it up. After changing, when Ni Yang came out of the fitting room, her eyes lit up. "Wow, Sister Xiaoxi, I didn't notice you had such a great figure." A mermaid tail wedding dress required someone with an excellent figure to bring out its beauty. Shangguan Shi rarely wore form-fitting clothes, so Ni Yang really hadn't realized that Shangguan Shi also had a good figure. Adele said with a smile, "Sister Xiaoxi is the most beautiful bride in the world today." Zhao Yu ran in with a camera. "Mom, shall we take a picture with Aunt Xiaoxi?" Sure. Adele loved taking photos the most. "How can you take photos without me?" Du Jiao walked in from outside. "And you can't forget about me." Li Yao followed in. The girls set the camera to automatic mode and took several photos around Shangguan Shi as the center. After taking photos, Zhao Yu asked Du Jiao, "Sister Jiao, has Lord Du arrived?" Ever since the auntie incident last time, Zhao Yu hadn't called Du Jiao auntie again, because it made her seem too old. Du Jiao shook her head. "He's about to become a Buddha on the spot. How could he possibly come to such a lively place?" "Become a Buddha on the spot?" Zhao Yu asked. "Is that not an exaggeration? Could a person who can't let go of earthly desires become a Buddha? Keep in mind, Lord Du still wears a string of blood Bodhi beads on his hand. You haven't interacted with him much, so it's normal you don't understand." Du Jiao continued, "This man is even more monk-like than a monk." Zhao Yu stuck out her tongue. Li Yao continued, "By the way, whose idea was it to line the roadside with roses? It's just so romantic and beautiful." Jinghua village was never short of roses, so the main road today was lined with bright red roses on both sides. Shangguan Shi smiled. "It was Yang idea. She was busy with my brother and Mo Qishan and several others for an entire afternoon yesterday. In summer, if roses were directly placed on the roadside, they would definitely die from the sun, so Ni Yang specially bought many glass bottles and filled them with a special potion, not only to preserve the life of the roses but also not to impact their reusability. Yang, your idea is pretty good. When I get married next year, I'm going to do the same." Ni Yang nodded. "If you need more hands, I can come help." Li Yao said with a laugh. Yang, don't tease me, you're a big leader now who could afford to ask for your prestigious help?" Speaking of Ni Yang's current assets, her net worth had surpassed 8 figures. It was just that she had always kept a low profile and didn't act like a capitalist. If it weren't for witnessing it herself, Li Yao would never believe that a girl only 19 years old could achieve so much. Moreover, she believed that Ni Yang's achievements were far more than what they were now. Ni Yang would only grow stronger each day. Ni Yang swept the lock of hair beside her cheek to the back of her head, her tone light. "It's actually Sister Yao who is teasing me. I'm hardly any big Buddha." Her current achievements had not yet reached 1/10 of those in her past life. She still needed to work hard. Downstairs, Gooden Yang Guobao and Mo Hudi were playing the blind man's bluff game with little Ni Yun. "Gooden brother, Debao brother, Sister Shoudai, where you guys?" Little Ni Yun, with a cloth tied over her eyes, stretched out her hands searching around. Gooden Yang Guobao and Mo Hudi each covered their mouths, looking at little Ni Yun with evil grins on their faces. No one responded and little Ni Yun was getting anxious. This anxiety often led to trouble. Her little feet stepped on a big stone. Smack! She fell to the ground. Yunyun's sister. Gooden's face turned pale and he immediately rushed over. "Yunyun's sister, are you all right?" "Huh. Gooden brother, I've caught you." Little Ni Yun hugged Gooden's neck. Now it's Gooden brother's turn to be the blind man. Gooden was still unsure of what had happened, checking little Ni Yun's feet. "Yunyun's sister, are you okay? Does it still hurt?" "Haha. Gooden brother is a fool. Gooden finally realized and breathed a sigh of relief. It's fine as long as you're okay, he'll be the blind man then. Jianghu Bao put his hands behind his back and walked over nonchalantly. Gooden is such a big fool. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlov. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1137 Wedding Surprise _5. Debao, you can't call Gooden a big fool. Little Ni Yun stood in front of Yang Guobao with her hands on her hips, declaring earnestly, although Gooden really is a big fool, you're not allowed to say it. Only I can call Gooden a big fool. Yang Guobao chuckled, Little Yun, you're a big fool too. Little Ni Yun responded, I've decided not to be called Little Yun from now on, I want to be called Go Yun. Debao, you should call me Go Yun from now on. Yang Guobao thought about it seriously for a moment, then said, No. You can't be called Go Yun. Why? Yang Guobao came over and hugged Gooden's neck. Because Go is a special word between me and Gooden, only men in our dog generation can use it. You're a girl so you can't use Go. That's gender discrimination. Little Ni Yun, rubbing her eyes, walked up to Gooden. Gooden, I want to be part of the dog generation too. Gooden couldn't stand to see Little Ni Yun cry, hurriedly said, Okay, Go Yun. From now on you'll be Go Yun. Really? Little Ni Yun suddenly excited. Gooden patted Little Ni Yun's head. Of course it's true. When has Gooden ever lied to you? But what if Debao disagrees? Gooden continued, I'm the boss here, his opinion doesn't matter. Little Ni Yun immediately made a face at Yang Guobao and then joyfully spun around on the spot. Great. From now on, I'm Go Yun. I'm part of the dog generation too. Mo Hudi at the side, are these three idiots? At this moment, little did the three know that the dog generation nicknames they were so proud of would become an embarrassing part of their past. Imagine this. A high-powered, stoic CEO. A righteous and upright diplomat. How on earth could such distinguished individuals be chased around and called Gooden and Debao? The scene is too beautiful to even imagine. After playing the blindfolded catching game for a while, Little Ni Yun found it boring, so the four of them played hide and seek together. The Ni family was bustling with guests today, along with the villagers from Jianghu village. The scene could really be described as packed like sardines. At the entrance of Jianghu village, Wu Yenyun had been waiting here for a long time. She was waiting for Zuoling. It had been 10 minutes past the arranged time, but there was still no sign of Zuoling. Did he chicken out at the last minute? Another 10 minutes passed, and Zuoling finally showed up, albeit late. Brother Zua, you finally came, I thought you weren't coming. Zuoling was wearing a brand new suit and trendy toed glasses. How could I not come, let's go. Wu Yenyun nodded. Zuoling then asked, what should we do later? Wu Yenyun replied, stick to the original plan. Zuoling nodded, okay. Just then Wu Yenyun seemed to smell alcohol and turned back to look at Zuoling. Have you been drinking? Yeah. As the saying goes, alcohol courageously boosts fear. He really needed a bit of liquid courage. A sneering light flashed in Wu Yenyun's eyes and she continued, be careful later, make sure acquaintances don't notice us. I know. Today at the Ni family, everything was lively. Far away Wu Yenyun could see Ni Tsuehua and Shangguan Dehui welcoming guests. Ni Tsuehua was dressed formally today, with makeup and high heels, her smile very obvious. The saying joy rejuvenates was clearly evident on her. Wu Yenyun scoffed. Ni Tsuehua was certainly interesting, disregarding her own daughter while hosting a wedding for a stepdaughter. If unaware people saw this, they would think Shangguan she was her biological daughter. Disgusting. Hypocritical. Such a person didn't deserve happiness at all. Wu Yenyun's hand clenched tighter inside her sleeve, her sharp fingernails piercing into her palm, blood staining her nails, but Wu Yenyun seemed to feel nothing at all. As if she had lost her sense of pain. In an instant, Wu Yenyun put away the malevolence on her face and walked to the side. There Little Ni Yun was playing hide and seek with her friends. Little Yun, Wu Yenyun squatted in front of Little Ni Yun. Little Ni Yun paused, then excitedly said, Hey! You're Sister Yenyun. Sister, you're here too. Despite her young age and because neither the Ni family nor Zhao Yu ever spoke ill of Wu Yenyun in front of Little Ni Yun, her impression of Wu Yenyun remained as it was before. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlov. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1138 Wedding Surprise _6. Wu Yinyun hated no one more than Ni Yang except for little Ni Yun. Because little Ni Yun was simply the darling of the family, everything she ate, wore, and used was the best, and some items were even imported. Did she enjoy any of these when she was young? Starving, freezing, this was her entire childhood, and even as she grew up she still faced these hardships. Life in the Wu family has only improved recently. Since the Ni family likes little Ni Yun so much, then she'll ruin her by her own hand. This is what they owe her. What she couldn't have, no one else should have either. She will make the entire Ni family suffer endlessly. Wu Yinyun snapped out of her thoughts and nodded with a smile. Yes, Sister Yinyun is here too. By the way, little Yinyun, your second sister knows a place that's really good at hiding people. If you come with me, they definitely won't be able to find you. How about it? Okay. Little Ni Yun nodded. So easily deceived, maybe that was just her fate. Wu Yinyun sneered. Better dead and transcended early, hoping little Ni Yun won't be reborn into the Ni family in her next life. Come with me this way. Wu Yinyun led little Ni Yun to the other side. By the way, do you want some candy from second sister? Yes. Little Ni Yun's eyes lit up. Wu Yinyun handed a piece of candy to little Ni Yun. Strawberry-flavored fruit candy, also little Ni Yun's favorite. Very sweet. Second sister, you are so kind. Wu Yinyun smiled faintly. Gradually, little Ni Yun felt something was off and rubbed her eyes. Second sister, I'm so sleepy. Wu Yinyun carried little Ni Yun over to Zuoling. Brother Zhuo, let's hurry. Zuoling took little Ni Yun. Xiaoxi hasn't come out yet. I want to see what she looks like in a wedding dress. Wu Yanyun's expression turned cold. Do you want to be discovered by others? Just a glance. Wu Yinyun furrowed her brows. No. Go with me. What's there to see in a woman who has changed her heart? Don't forget, she's getting married to someone else today. Hearing this, Zuoling's expression changed. Right. Shangguanxi is going to marry someone else. What was he lingering for? He will make Shangguanxi remember this day for the rest of her life. Zuoling hardened his heart and turned around with little Ni Yun in his arms. Wu Yinyun finally breathed a sigh of relief. Upon reaching the village entrance, Wu Yinyun continued, I've got the person for you, what happens next is up to you. I'm going back. Zuoling nodded. Wu Yinyun walked a few steps, then turned back to look at Zuoling. Brother Zhuo, remember my words, don't be weak and merciful. Little Ni Yun might be young, but she's no good thing. We are ridding the people of a nuisance. I know. Wu Yinyun went on. Brother Zhuo, remember this sentence, kindness to others is cruelty to oneself. Zuoling continued nodding. After saying all this, Wu Yinyun got on the bus home. Zuoling also walked away with little Ni Yun. At the Ni family, Debao the cat sensed something was wrong because he had found both Yang Guobao and Mo Hudi, but not little Ni Yun. Debao, sister shouted, little Yun seems to have disappeared. No way. Mo Hudi was startled. He'll go upstairs and tell sister now. Yang Guobao said, Debao, let's look for little Ni Yun together. Upstairs, Ni Yang inexplicably felt her heart racing. Yang, I think I just saw Zuoling. Shangguanxi came over from the corridor, looking uneasily at Ni Yang. She had a bad feeling about seeing Zuoling at such a time. Zuoling. Ni Yang squinted her eyes. Sister Xiaoxi, don't overthink it. I'll go check it out. As Ni Yang reached the top of the stairs, she saw Debao running up panting. Sister Ni Yang. What's wrong, Debao, why are you running so fast? Debao was close to tears. Sister Ni Yang, little Yun is missing. What? Ni Yang's face turned pale. She took Debao's hand and began to walk. Debao, don't panic, tell me what happened just now. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlov. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1139 found Zuoling seeing Ni Yang. Gooden felt inexplicably reassured and quickly recounted what had happened. We were just playing hide and seek with Debao and Sister Xiaodai, but although I found both Debao and Sister Xiaodai, I couldn't find little Yun. I checked all her usual hiding spots. Ni Yang tightly held Gooden's hand. Gooden, now take me to the place where you were playing hide and seek just now. Okay. Gooden nodded. The place where the kids were playing hide and seek was right in front of the Ni family's courtyard. Some people were chatting away, others playing cards, all bustling with activity. When Zuoling appeared at the wedding, Ni Yang already felt that something was amiss. Now, with Gooden running over to say little Ni Yun was missing, a sense of foreboding suddenly surged in Ni Yang's heart. Could little Ni Yun's disappearance be related to Zuoling? But to little Ni Yun, Zuoling was a stranger. Little Ni Yun was always cautious and would never follow a stranger. If Zuoling had forcibly taken little Ni Yun away, she would definitely be crying non-stop. If little Ni Yun cried, others would hear her. Besides relatives from the Ni family and the Shangguan family, there were villagers from Jinghua village present. They all knew little Ni Yun. It made no sense for little Ni Yun to be crying non-stop without anyone hearing. Considering this, Ni Yang narrowed her eyes. There were only 3 answers Ni Yang could think of right now. 1. Little Ni Yun was taken somewhere to play by someone. 2. She was lured away by someone she knew, who then handed her over to Zuoling. 3. She fell asleep in some corner because of the hide-and-seek game. Each of these situations was possible. Seeing that Ni Yang's expression was somewhat off, Mo Qishan, who was helping with the dowry, hurried over and asked, Yang, what's wrong? Ni Yang glanced around and whispered, Yun is missing. What? Ni Yang quickly stepped on tiptoes and covered Mo Qishan's mouth. Brother Mo, keep your voice down. Don't let others hear for now, especially Sister Xiaoxi and Brother Qinjun. After all, today was Shangguan Shi and Wu Chenjin's wedding, a once-in-lifetime event for Shangguan Shi. Ni Yang didn't want to scare her. After all, the Wu family was still waiting for their new bride. There was only such an auspicious time in a year, and if missed, one would have to wait till next year. Mo Qishan nodded slightly. Okay, I got it. I'll arrange for people to start searching immediately. Yang, don't panic yet. Although Ni Yang was very anxious, she had to calm down. Right, Brother Mo, I heard Sister Xiaoxi say Zuoling came to the wedding. You have someone check at Zuoling's place first and also get Wu Yenyun involved. Ni Yang had been doing business and had not made enemies with anyone. Moreover, she led everyone to prosper together, so the villagers from nearby villages all had a very good impression of her. They had no reason to harm little Ni Yun. So the only person Ni Yang could think of was Wu Yenyun. The most crucial point was that Wu Yenyun had always harbored deep resentment against them, and little Ni Yun had no guard against Wu Yenyun. If Wu Yenyun indeed harbored malicious intent, it would be much more convenient for her to act than others. Okay. Ni Yang said, then we'll split up to act. I'll go and inform my parents. Ni Tsuehua was entertaining guests with Shangguan Dehui. Ni Yang walked over, took Shangguan Dehui's hand. Dad, could you come over for a minute? I have something to tell you. Okay. Seeing that Ni Yang's expression was off, Shangguan Dehui immediately walked aside with her. Ni Yang mentioned the matter about little Ni Yun to Shangguan Dehui. Upon hearing this, Shangguan Dehui's face immediately changed color. Ni Yang continued, Dad, quietly tell Mom about this. No matter what, it mustn't affect the normal progress of the wedding. Also, don't tell the grandpas and grandmas. Let's ask the 3 elders to entertain the guests for now, and then we'll go to the police station to report. Just at that moment, Ni Tsuehua walked out with 2 bags of wedding candies. What are you father and daughter talking about? Mom, come here a moment. Ni Yang gestured to Ni Tsuehua. Ni Tsuehua smiled and said, What's the matter? Why so secretive? Ni Yang repeated the story. As soon as she finished speaking, the smile on Ni Quihua's face froze at her lips. Ni Yang held Ni Quihua's hand. Mom, don't panic yet. Brother Mo has already arranged for people to search. Now, please go and tell the grandpas and grandmas, just say we have to leave for a bit. It's a bit troubling, but please have them continue entertaining the guests. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlov. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1140 Found Zuoling _2. Okay. I'll go right now. Ni Tsuehua held back her tears and put a smile back on her face. Immediately after speaking, Ni Tsuehua hastily turned around and left. Ni Yang went upstairs to find Zhao Yu. Duo, do you still have any bird brothers around? Yes, what's up? Zhao Yu didn't know about the incident with little Ni Yun yet. Originally, Ni Yang didn't want to tell Zhao Yu about little Ni Yun because Zhao Yu has a quick mouth, can't keep things to himself, and he's very fond of little Ni Yun. She was afraid that Zhao Yu might accidentally let it slip. But now, there were some things that only Zhao Yu could help with, so Ni Yang had no choice but to tell him. As expected, after hearing the news, Zhao Yu was extremely anxious. Then I'll get my brothers and sisters to look for little Yun right now. Yang, do you think little Yun could have gotten into trouble? No way. Ni Yang grabbed Zhao Ye's hand and continued, By the way, Duo, in order to ensure that today's wedding goes smoothly, we absolutely must not let Sister Xiaoxi and others find out about this. Seeing Ni Yang's serious expression, Zhao Yu nodded hurriedly. Okay. Yang, don't worry, I won't tell anyone else. Then if you find out any news, call for me immediately. I have to go out for a bit now. After speaking with Ni Yang, Zhao Yu immediately went outside and blew a few whistles, summoning a big flock of bird brothers. Inside the house, Ni Tsuehua briefly explained to the three elders that they needed to step out but did not mention little Ni Yun's disappearance. Ni Yang was right. Both families' relatives were here today and under no circumstance should they impact Shangguanzai's wedding. Although Ni Tsuehua didn't say much, old Madame Shangguan still felt a bit uneasy. Dia, has something happened? If something happens, you and your husband mustn't hide it from us. You should tell us and we'll solve it together. If it weren't for something significant, Shangguan Dehui and Ni Tsuehua would not have left so many people behind unattended. Ni Tsuehua shook her head. It's not a big deal, we just need to step out for a bit. Mom, please help us entertain the guests, we will be back soon. Are you sure nothing happened? Old Madame Shangguan was still not reassured. Truly nothing. Ni Tsuehua said earnestly. Madame Zheng came out and said, Ting, if it's nothing serious, you and Dehui should stay. Today is Xiaoxi's big day, how can you as parents leave? Ni Tsuehua was only the stepmother. Leaving at this time could potentially invite criticism. Just like that, we'll be back soon. Thank you for your help, both moms. After leaving these words behind, Ni Tsuehua hurriedly walked out. Have you told your parents? As soon as they walked outside, Shangguan Dehui came over holding the car keys. Dehui, Dia, let me go with you. Su Lian came over anxiously from the side. Su Lian was Shangguanzai's aunt and had raised Shangguan Su and Shangguan Shi single-handedly, so she held a certain position within the Shangguan family. Therefore, Shangguan Dehui told Su Lian about the situation so that if he and Ni Tsuehua did not return later, Su Lian could stand in for Ni Tsuehua to manage the situation. Shangguan Dehui said, No need, Sister Su Lian. Ni Yang and we will go. If we all go, it will make the guests suspicious. By the way, if they find Yunyun near home or if Yunyun comes back on her own, remember to call me. Okay, no problem. Su Lian nodded, then be careful on the road, don't be in a hurry. Ni Yang holding the car keys came from the other side. Mom, Dad, this way, it'll drive us there. Shangguan Dehui and Ni Tsuehua got into Ni Yang's car. When Madame Zheng saw Ni Yang leaving as well, she started feeling that something was amiss and became uneasy. What big thing had happened to make all three of them leave in such a hurry? Ni Yang cares deeply for her sister Shangguan Shi, and if it weren't for a serious matter, she wouldn't leave at such a moment. Madame Zheng held her husband's hand. Old man, I feel like something's wrong. Old Master Zheng had noticed something amiss too, but he understood that at this moment, they were the pillars of the household, and they certainly couldn't lose their composure. It's nothing, just overthinking. Taking good care of the guests is the best way to help Dehui and Tingting. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1141 found Zhuoling_3. The car was fast and it wasn't long before we arrived in the city. We successfully reported to the police station. Under normal circumstances, you have to wait 24 hours before reporting a missing person. But since little Ni Yun is only 4 years old this year and has no civil conduct capacity, she could be subjected to harm at any time. The police station immediately treated it as a criminal case and launched an investigation. Ni Yang had just come out of the police station when he saw Mo Kishin's car parked at the entrance. Yang. Mo Kishin got out of the car and hurried over. How is it, did you find Yunyun? No. Ni Yang shook his head. How about on your end? Mo Kishin continued. Just got a report that Wu Yinyun did meet with Zhuoling last night. Now Zhuoling is nowhere to be found and Wu Yinyun is at home. Let's go take a look at the Wu family. Ni Yang suggested. Okay, well, take my car. Mo Kishin opened the car door for Ni Yang. As they settled into the car, Mo Kishin continued, Yang, don't worry, I've already had someone watch all the major train stations and airports. They will report to me immediately if they spot anyone suspicious. Can we locate where Zhuoling went now? Ni Yang asked. Ni Yang wasn't afraid that Xiaoni was abducted, but she was more worried that Xiaoni might have been harmed. Mo Kishin shook his head, no response yet. In this era without surveillance cameras, finding someone's whereabouts in a short time is truly difficult. It didn't take long for the car to arrive at the Wu family's residence. Today both Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju were at home. Seeing Ni Yang and Imo Qixin arriving, the Wu couple were very surprised. Their intuition told them something must have happened. Yang Xiaoma, why have you come? Yan Erju and Wu Jinshu came up to ask. Ni Yang didn't have time to elaborate, he directly asked, Godfather, Godmother, is Yan Yun at home? At home, Wu Jinshu immediately nodded, I'll call her out for you. Wu Jinshu hurried off to the bedroom to fetch someone. As Yan Erju was busy pouring water for Ni Yang and Imo Qixin, she asked, Yang, you're in such a hurry to find Xiaoyan, did something happen? Or did Xiaoyan cause more trouble for you again? Ni Yang said, we can only know after we ask her. Upon hearing this, Yan Erju turned pale and quickly grabbed Ni Yang's hand. Yang, tell me the truth, what has happened? It's just something we need to confirm with her. Ni Yang spoke calmly, Godmother, no need to busy yourself, we won't have water. Just then Wu Jinshu came out of the bedroom, dragging along an unwilling Wu Yenyun. The last person Wu Yenyun wanted to see now was Ni Yang. Half out of guilt, half out of dislike. Father. What are you doing? I've already told you, I don't want to see those irrelevant people. Wu Yenyun struggled forcefully. Wu Jinshu was strong, he directly pulled Wu Yenyun in front of Ni Yang. Yang, haste the person, ask whatever you want to ask directly. Don't worry, as her parents, we will absolutely not cover for her. Ni Yang looked at Wu Yenyun, tell me the truth, does Yenyun's disappearance have anything to do with you? Upon hearing this, Yan Erju's heart skipped a beat, she quickly asked, Yenyun disappeared? Ni Yang nodded. Yan Erju immediately turned to look at Wu Yenyun, Xiaoyan, did you hide little Yenyun somewhere? It wasn't me. Wu Yenyun said angrily, her disappearance is her fate. What does it have to do with me? Why do you question me? Am I their nanny? Do I look after their child? This is ridiculous. This is Ni Yun's fate. Just like how she was abandoned 18 years ago. It's because you have a previous offense. Ni Yang stared at Wu Yenyun, pronouncing each word clearly. Would a normal person harm an innocent bird out of spite? Instantly, Wu Yenyun seemed like a different person, her features twisted as she said, Ni Yang. This is slander. False accusation. You are subject to legal responsibility. Are you a police officer? Do you have evidence? I'll sue you in court. Why should Ni Yang question her with such an air of superiority? What gives her the right? Ni Yang and she are sisters related by blood, but Ni Yang had never treated her as a sister. Otherwise, she wouldn't be the first person Ni Yang thought of when Ni Yin disappeared. Why should Ni Yang doubt her? Besides, even if it were her, what about it? Because from the beginning to the end, Ni Yang and the Ni family were the ones in the wrong. Source, web novel. Com updated by Novlove. Com if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1142 found Zhuoling_4. 18 years ago the Ni family cast her aside. Now she can likewise demand an eye for an eye from Ni Yun. That would be fair. Ni Yang stretched out her hand, her pale fingers gripping Wu Yanyun's chin tightly, gradually increasing the pressure. As her red lips parted slightly, she uttered, Listen. If I find out this has anything to do with you, it'll make you wish you were dead. Each word was ice cold, sending shivers down one's spine. Even Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju, who were nearby, felt a chill run through them. It was an odd sensation, considering Ni Yang was just a girl of around 18 or 19, but she exuded the air of a seasoned superior. After saying those words, Ni Yang let go of Wu Yenyun and turned to Imo Qixin. Brother Imo, let's go. Okay, Imo Qixin nodded. After the two of them left, Yan Erju and Wu Jinshu immediately confronted Wu Yenyun. Tell us honestly, does little Yenyun's disappearance have anything to do with you? No. Wu Yenyun screamed, how many times do I have to say it? No means no. Am I your daughter or are they your daughters? Why are you always so biased? If you dislike me now, you shouldn't have picked me up in the first place. The reason I turned out like this is all because of you. Because you didn't provide me with a good family environment. Think about all the hardships I've been through growing up. If she had grown up by Ni Qihua's side just like Ni Yang, she would definitely be living a better life than Ni Yang right now. What is Ni Yang anyway? Without the Zheng family, what would she amount to? Wu Jinshu raised his hand and slapped Wu Yenyun across the face. You ungrateful thing, you better truly have nothing to do with this. Otherwise, even your mom and I won't be able to hold our heads high. Yan Erju, with tears in her eyes, grabbed Wu Yanyan's hand. Xiaoyan, I know you have always been a good child since you were little, you absolutely mustn't do anything foolish. If you are really hiding Yunyan, tell mom and dad now before it turns into a major mistake, okay? Wu Yanyan shook off Yan Erju's hand. I've said it's not me, can't you stop nagging? On the other end, just as Ni Yang got into Mo Kishin's car, Mo Kishin's pager went off. After reading the message, Mo Kishin looked at Ni Yang. Yang, there's news from Zhuoling, really? Ni Yang's eyes brightened. Yes. Ni Yang nodded slightly, then quickly found a public phone booth and pulled the car over to the side. They approached the phone booth, and Mo Kishin immediately made a call, which was promptly answered. Holding the phone to his ear, a frost seemed to settle on Mo Kishin's brow as he turned to Ni Yang. Yang, Yunyun is indeed with Zhuoling. Do you know the address? I do. Mo Kishin nodded. First notify my mom and them, then confront Zhuoling. After informing Ni Tsuehua and the others, Ni Yang promptly opened the driver's door. I'll drive this time. This was the first time Mo Kishin knew that Ni Yang was such a skilled driver. Dust swirled in their wake as the car sped through. Mo Kishin's pager kept buzzing non-stop. Yang, turn around and head toward Shao Mountain, Zhuoling's location is constantly changing. Screech. The sound of a sharp brake sounded, and the car immediately changed direction. Did you notify my dad? Mo Kishin bowed his head, pressing the pager. I'm sending a message to notify him now. Time ticked by second, and in a blink of an eye, it was the auspicious moment for the bride to get into the car. Under normal circumstances, just before the bride gets into the car, the mother is supposed to say some auspicious words. Seeing that the person saying these words was Su Lian Shangguan, she felt a bit puzzled. Aunt, where's my mom? Not only Ni Tsuehua Shangguan, she felt it had been quite a while since she saw Ni Yang as well. Su Lian responded with a smile. Your mom and dad are busy downstairs. What, it's not okay for your aunt to do this? Shangguan, she said. No aunt, it's not that. Su Lian covered Shangguan's eyes veil while speaking. Okay Xiaoxi, your aunt understands you meant no disrespect. From now on, you are entering the sacred hall of matrimony, soon you will be a wife and a mother. Listening to Su Lian's words, Shangguan, she felt an uneasy premonition. At that moment, Wu Qinjun extended his hand to Shangguan Shi with a smile. Xiaoxi, marry me, I will make you happy from now on. Shangguan Shi reached out her hand, and then Wu Qinjun picked her up by the waist and they descended the stairs. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1143 found Zhuoling_5. Downstairs, Shangguan Shi saw Grandpa Zheng, Grandma Zheng and Grandma Shangguan, but Ni Tsuehua and Ni Yin were nowhere to be found, even Shangguan Dehui had disappeared. This was just too strange. Before Shangguan Shi could react, Wu Qinjun shoved her into the back seat of the car. Elsewhere, Ni Tsuehua sat in the back seat of the police car, glancing at her wristwatch. Her face suddenly changed. It was past the auspicious hour, and it was almost time for Shangguan Shi to take her vows at the church. That part of the ceremony where the father escorts the daughter, simply could not go ahead without Shangguan Dehui. Without Shangguan Dehui as the father, how could the ceremony proceed? Dehui, you must take a taxi to the church right now, there's still time, she urged. Shangguan Dehui said, at this hour how could I be in the mood to go to the church? Ni Tsuehua looked at Shangguan Dehui seriously and said, Dehui, for Xiaoxi you must go. At this moment Xiaoxi cannot be without you. After you've taken the vows then come back here. We still haven't found Zhuoling, you staying here is just a waste of time. What if Zhuoling is found right away? Shangguan Dehui retorted. Ni Tsuehua said, if we do find Zhuoling the police will be there. You won't be much help. Please get out of the car now. Don't disappoint Xiaoxi and don't delay any longer. After the vows hurry back here. We can keep in touch with our pagers. With that, Ni Tsuehua raised her voice towards the police officer in front. Officer, please stop the car, it's my eldest daughter's wedding day and my spouse needs to get to the church immediately. Okay. After the car stopped, Shangguan Dehui was still reluctant to get out, because little Ni Yin needed him more than Shangguan Shi did. Ni Tsuehua pushed him out of the car. Dehui, go quickly and come back soon. Don't disappoint me. After the words fell, Ni Tsuehua quickly closed the car door. Watching the police car drive away, Shangguan Dehui sighed helplessly, and promptly hailed a taxi. After getting in, he handed the driver 20 yuan. Master, I need to get to the Sacred Heart Cathedral at 58 South Street. Can you please drive as fast as possible? With money, things become easier, especially since it was 20 yuan. The driver pressed the accelerator. All right. Please fasten your seatbelt. The journey was smooth, and it took only about 10 minutes to get to the cathedral. Upon seeing Shengguan Dehui, Shengguan breathed a sigh of relief. Dad, why did you come alone? Where's Mom and Yang Yang? Shengguan Dehui replied, they are at home entertaining the guests. Shengguan said in confusion, but I didn't see them at home just now. Shengguan Dehui smiled and said, there are so many guests at home, it's normal for you to get confused. Where else would they be if not at home? By the way, has the ceremony not started yet? Shengguan turned to look at the wall clock and replied, it seems the priest was delayed by something, the ceremony can start in 5 minutes. Good, Shengguan Dehui said with a sense of urgency, yet he had to maintain his composure on the surface. Shengguan went on, aren't Mom and Yang Yang coming to the ceremony? Intuition told Shengguan that something very abnormal was happening. The house is too busy, Shengguan Dehui answered. Xiaoxi, you don't blame them, do you? Shengguan shook her head. Dad, tell me, has something happened at home? Shengguan Dehui just laughed. You child, what nonsense are you talking about on such a happy day? What could possibly go wrong at home? Just then the priest arrived and they started preparing for the vows. Shengguan Dehui took Shengguan Zai's hand. Let's go, Xiaoxi. The chimes of the cathedral rang and everything became solemn and serious. Looking at all the faces of her relatives below, Shengguan slowly steadied her heart. After the vows were over, Shengguan Dehui immediately left. Here, Zuoling's location had been confirmed. By the time Shengguan Dehui arrived, Ni Yen, Mo Qixin and I Cuihua and others were already there. At a dilapidated building, Zuoling was holding little Ni Yun hostage with one hand and clutching a sharp dagger with the other, capable of inflicting harm at any moment. The police were negotiating with Zuoling, whose emotions were extremely agitated. Little Ni Yun was also very scared, crying for her sister and mother. Zuoling himself did not expect the situation to unravel this way. He originally just wanted to kill little Ni Yun to vent his anger, and he hadn't anticipated the police getting involved. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1144 Found Zuoling_6. Shut up. Zuoling fiercely grabbed little Ni Yun by the hair. Little Ni Yun was just a nominal 4-year-old child. She had never experienced anything like this and terrified quickly shut her mouth, but her tears still uncontrollably streamed down. Yun Yun. Yun Yun. Ni Cuihua cried nearly to the point of fainting. Shengguan Dehui hurried to comfort her. It's okay, Dia, believe me, Yun Yun will definitely be fine. With that, Shengguan Dehui looked towards Zuoling again. Xiaozhua, calm down, let's sit down and talk about it. The child is innocent, can you let go of Yun Yun, please? Yun Yun is only 4 years old this year. But no matter what everyone said, Zuoling remained silent. If it doesn't explode in silence, it will perish in silence. If this continues, something terrible will definitely happen. Ni Yang looked towards Mo Qixin. Brother Mo, have you contacted Zuoling's parents yet? Mo Qixin glanced at his wristwatch. They should be arriving soon. As soon as he finished speaking, the sound of a car engine came from outside, followed by 2 figures stumbling and tumbling in from outside. They were Zuoling's father and mother. Lingling. Silly child, what foolish thing are you doing? Quickly put that little girl down. Lingling. What are you doing? By doing this, do you still want your parents to live? Upon seeing his parents, Zuoling's expression finally softened and he cried out, Mom and Dad. I'm sorry. It's your son's fault. From now on, just pretend you never had me as your son. Sorry. He didn't want it to be this way either. He didn't even understand how things had ended up this way. By the time he realized it, things had already gone out of control. Zuoling's mother collapsed to the ground. Lingling, what's bothering you? Why do you have to do this? Mom is kneeling here begging you, please let that little girl go. On the way here, the police already told me that as long as you turn back, they won't hold you responsible. Lingling, Mom knows you're a good child, you've just been confused for a moment. Lingling. Turn back, it's safe. Zuoling, crying, shook his head. Mom, I can't go back now, I can't go back. Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. What do they mean they won't hold him accountable? He has committed such a heinous crime, how could they possibly not hold him accountable? Did they really think he was a 3-year-old child? Would he believe such nonsense? Seeing her son so stubborn, Zwiling's mother was exceedingly anxious. Her son was only 24 years old and had a bright future ahead. He must not be burdened with murder. Lingling, please listen. How can you do this to your mom and dad? Lingling. Lingling. Lingling, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Hearing this seemed to infuriate Zwiling even more. Why? Isn't it all because of that bitch An Yang? If it weren't for An Yang, Xiaoxi and I would not have broken up. If Xiaoxi and I didn't break up, I would be the one marrying her now. It's all An Yang. All her fault, that bitch. So I want revenge. I want her to suffer as I have. I want her to live a life worse than death. At these words, a chill went over Mo Kishin's face even thicker. If it wasn't because little An Yun was still in the hands of this scumbag Zwiling, he would have already killed him. Mo Kishin took a step forward. Zwiling, you want to marry Shangguanxi just for money. I promise you now, if you release An Yun, I can immediately give you 3 million in cash plus, he'll give you a plane ticket to Y country. You can live a worry-free life for the rest of your days. 3 million. Zwiling scoffed. Just you? Mo Kishin clapped his hands lightly twice, and immediately 2 men in black suits brought a briefcase over, opening the lid to reveal neat stacks of USD inside. Everyone present was stunned. No one expected Mo Kishin to have prepared such a move. Especially Shangguan Dehui. The Mo Kishin tonight had greatly broadened his horizons. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, who would believe that this man, chilling enough to send shivers down one's spine, is known in Beijing as a useless layabout? Moreover, how could a so-called layabout produce 3 million in cash within minutes? How could a layabout have influence spread across major areas in Beijing? If it weren't for Mo Kishin tonight, it would have been almost impossible for them to find Zwiling so quickly. Mo Kishin continued, Zwiling, as long as you release An Yun, all these items will be yours. Zwiling squinted his eyes, a greedy glint surfacing. Throw the money over first. Just as Mo Kishin was about to order someone to throw the suitcase over, An Yang suddenly picked up the briefcase and walked straight ahead. Yang. Mo Kishin yelled anxiously. An Yang turned back and smiled at Mo Kishin. Seeing that smile, Mo Kishin inexplicably felt a bit more at ease. It's going to be okay, An Yang will definitely be alright. An Yang, carrying the suitcase, took steps towards Zwiling. Don't come any closer, just throw the suitcase over. Zwiling pulled little An Yun and retreated several steps backward. An Yang looked at Zwiling. Zwiling, it's me you hate. My sister has nothing to do with this. I'll give you the suitcase. Can you please release my sister? Do you think I'm an idiot? Zwiling roared. The moment I release this girl, you'll immediately capture me. No, we won't. An Yang shook her head. I am offering myself in exchange for my sister. If you want to vent your anger, hit me, kill me, I have no complaints, but my sister is innocent. Zwiling hesitated. He hated An Yang. He really wanted to kill An Yang. Choosing little An Yun initially because children are easy to deceive, and now given An Yang had come by herself, he saw no need for courtesy. Then come over. Okay. An Yang nodded. Wait a second. Zwiling suddenly spoke. What is it? An Yang stopped. Zwiling continued. How do I know if you've brought any weapons on you? An Yang took off her jacket and threw it on the ground. Is this okay now? After taking off her jacket, she was only wearing a simple white t-shirt and jeans. Zwiling breathed a sigh of relief. Come on over. Okay. An Yang nodded and slowly walked towards him. Mo Kishin was closely monitoring An Yang's moves from his position, not missing any detail. As she came closer to Zwiling, An Yang stopped. Can you release my sister now? Zwiling tightly grasped little An Yun's hair with one hand while holding a sharp dagger with the other. Come a bit closer. An Yang walked directly up to Zwiling and stopped. Zwiling kept a tight grip on little An Yun's hair while moving the knife-holding hand to An Yang's neck, then suddenly kicked little An Yun away. It was at this moment that An Yang suddenly countered, grabbing Zwiling's hand, and with her left elbow she fiercely struck Zwiling's chest. Mo Kishin also seized this opportunity, rushing forward with a spinning kick. The two coordinated perfectly. Bang. Snap. Two sounds erupted, one sharp and one dull. The sharp one was the sound of the dagger hitting the ground, the dull one was the sound of Zwiling being kicked away. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1145 Arrest Wu Yenyun. Mo Kishin kicked Zwiling forcefully, sending him flying a meter away. as a thick trail of blood emerged from the corner of his mouth. In a turn of his gaze, Mo Kishin's eyes met Ni Yang's in mid-air, both corners of their lips slightly curving into a faint smile. It must be said, the tacit understanding between them at that moment was incredibly high. With the danger now eliminated, Ni Tsuehua hurried over and embraced little Ni Yun in her arms. Yun Yun. How is Yun Yun? Ni Yang also walked over. Zuoling's kick had been far from gentle, and coupled with a considerable fright, little Ni Yun had fallen into unconsciousness. Yun Yun, are you okay? Don't scare mommy. Ni Yang reached out and held little Ni Yun's wrist. Mom, don't worry, Yun Yun is fine. Saying she was fine was merely to stabilize Ni Qihua's emotions. In reality, little Ni Yun's condition was very serious. Really? Ni Tsuehua was somewhat incredulous. Shengguan Dehui said, would Yang Yang lie to you? Dia, don't worry. Immediately, paramedics came with a stretcher and carried little Ni Yun onto the ambulance. Seeing that everyone's attention was on little Ni Yun, Zhu's father and mother quickly went over to Zuoling, helped him up and said, let's go. Lingling, let's get out of here. If they didn't leave now, it would be too late. Zuoling was their only son. Under no circumstance could they let him go to jail. But the nearby police didn't give them the chance to escape, arresting Zhu's parents and restraining Zuoling, with cold handcuffs clasping around his wrists. Click. In that instant, Zuoling knew he was finished. Once handcuffs are on, it's not easy to take them off. Mom, save me. Zuoling struggled intensely, his face covered with snot and tears, appearing extremely wretched. He had underestimated Ni Yang. He had thought Ni Yang was just a weak woman, but she was not at all what he imagined. Had he known it would turn out like this, he would have killed the smaller one right away. Now he hadn't accomplished anything and still had to go to jail, which was a huge loss. What now? What do we do now? Zuoling was panicking and flustered. Lingling. Lingling. Zhu's mother rushed to the police, crying and hitting them. You bastards. Let my son go. Or I will never let you off. Stop it. The police wouldn't take any of Zhu's mother's antics. If everyone behaved like her, what would be the point of the law? Ma'am, if you continue like this, we will have to arrest you for assaulting an officer. Assaulting an officer? That's not a trivial matter. Hearing this, Zhu's father was terrified, instantly hugging Zhu's mother. Calm down. Please calm down. Zhu's mother cried out, Lingling, my Lingling. Oh, my Lingling. Soon, the ambulance arrived at the hospital. Upon examination by the doctor, little Ni Yun's condition was not good. She was too small and fragile, and Zuoling's kick had directly damaged her liver, causing liver hemorrhage, concussion and eardrum damage, so she urgently needed surgery, which was highly risky. Hearing this news, Ni Tsuehua fainted. Worried about both little Ni Yun's condition and Ni Tsuehua, Shengguan Dehui was thankful that Ni Yang and Mo Qishan were by his side. Mo Qishan busily handled various procedures, while Ni Yang communicated with the surgeon about the operation, deciding to participate in the surgery herself for a combination of Eastern and Western techniques. Due to little Ni Yun's young age, the surgeon could not guarantee there wouldn't be any lingering effects on her hearing and liver function. Shortly after, the red light in the operating room turned on. Two anxious men waited outside the door, ready to handle any emergency should Ni Tsuehua encounter any during the process, forcing Shengguan Dehui to run between the operating room and the ward. On the other hand, hotel wedding venue. Wu Chenjin's parents and grandmother had both arrived at the hotel. Looking back at Shengguan Zai's side, besides three elderly people, Su Lian and Shengguan Su, Shengguan Zai's parents weren't seen at all since the beginning. Ni Tsuehua was, after all, a stepmother. At this point, Wu Chenjin's relatives started wildly speculating, questioning whether Ni Tsuehua didn't value her stepdaughter Shengguan Shi enough to even miss such an important occasion. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1146 Arrest Wu Yanyu 2. The Wu family's parents were okay because they had met Ni Tsuehua and knew that Ni Tsuehua was not that kind of person, but Wu Chenjin's grandmother was somewhat unhappy. The elderly placed the greatest value on etiquette and reputation. No matter what, Shengguan Shi is their Wu family's eldest daughter-in-law. How could her parents not be present at such an important moment? What would outsiders think of Shengguan Shi? What would they think of their Wu family? Those who didn't know might think that the Wu family had been rude and offended Ni Tsuehua and Shengguan Dehui, and that was why the couple hadn't even shown their faces. Mom, don't be angry. Maybe the in-laws had some emergency that delayed them. Chen Qian, Wu Chenjin's mother, persuaded the Wu family's elderly matriarch. The Wu family's elderly matriarch frowned and said, "What could possibly be more important than their own daughter's wedding?" Chen Qian was stunned. She really couldn't think of a reason that would make both Shangguan Dehui and Enai Cuihua absent. The Wu family's elderly matriarch continued, "I originally thought Xiaoxi was a good stepmother, but I didn't expect her to show her true colors so quickly. Who is she performing for? Is she purposely embarrassing Xiaoxi or the Wu family? If this gets out, what will others think of our Wu family? All the stepmothers in the world are cut from the same cloth." The Wu family's elderly matriarch stomped the ground with her walking stick. The elderly lady was truly very angry, because she really couldn't think of any reason that Shangguan Dehui and Enai Cuihua could be absent. Wu Zhihao advised, "Mom, there are some things that aren't appropriate to discuss publicly. Maybe they really did have some urgent matter to attend to. I've known Dehui for so many years, I know he's not careless, and the mother-in-law too, you can tell she's also a very reasonable person." The Wu family's elderly matriarch was still somewhat displeased. Even if there was really some big issue, a word in advance would have been appropriate. The Wu family isn't unreasonable. If there had been a big issue, speaking up might have allowed us to offer help. What does it mean for them to not offer any explanation at all? Master Mo and Madame Mo also attended the wedding and found it strange not to see Shangguan Dehui and Enai Cuihua. Back in Jinghua village, the couple Enai Cuihua and Shangguan Dehui were still entertaining the guests. But when it came time for Shangguanxi to get in the car, Enai Cuihua and Shangguanxi had disappeared. At the church ceremony, Shangguan Dehui appeared briefly, but after the process was completed, he disappeared again. They came and went like the wind. By rights, today was Shangguan Zai's big day, and neither of them were people without discretion. They shouldn't have acted this way. Master Mo looked around and then lowered his head to ask Madame Mo, "How long has it been since you've seen little Enai Yun?" Madame Mo was startled. "It seems to have been a while." "Yang Yang seems to have disappeared too," Master Mo continued. Madame Mo squinted her eyes and then said, "Now that you mention it, it seems that as soon as Yang Yang's dad and mom disappeared, little Enai Yun and Yang Yang both vanished." Master Mo nodded. Could something have happened? Madame Mo's brow twitched as she looked at Master Mo. What could have happened? Master Mo stroked his beard. Madame Mo looked around and added, "It seems little Yun Yun is also missing." This statement indeed reminded Master Mo. Could it be little Yun Yun is missing, and that's why they all went to look for her? Madame Mo shook her head. "I think that's unlikely." Adele was also anxious. The wedding was nearly over and she still hadn't seen her parents and sister. How could she not be worried? "Duo, where did my parents and sister go?" she asked. Zhao Yu, who had promised Enai Yang not to talk about the matter indiscriminately, shook his head and said, "I don't know either." At the time, after learning that little Enai Yun had been kidnapped by Zuoling, Enai Yang had sent her a message, but after that message there had been no further news. No idea if they had found Zuoling now. After the wedding, Zhao Yu, Adele, Shangguan Su and others as the bride's family, escorted Shangguanxi to the Wu family. It also served to bolster their courage. It meant to let the Wu family see that Shangguanxi had many in her maternal family behind her, warning the Wu family not to bully Shangguanxi. The Wu family was a large clan, and there were many elders present at this time. One of Wu Chenjin's great uncles confronted Shangguanxi on the spot, demanding to know what exactly was going on with Enai Cuihua and Shangguan Dehui. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1147 Arrest Wu Yenyun _3. How could they be absent from such an important occasion? How will outsiders view our Wu family after this? This is a matter that concerns the honor of the Wu family, and large clans care deeply about such matters. Shangguanxi also felt wronged. Ever since Enai Cuihua and Shangguan Dehui disappeared, all sorts of rumors had been buzzing around her. She knew her parents must have run into some trouble, otherwise, they wouldn't have been absent like this without any reason. Wu Chenjun blocked Shangguan Zai's path. "Great uncle, this has nothing to do with Xiaoxi, you have no reason to blame her. Moreover, I believe my in-laws are not that kind of people. Please don't jump to conclusions and make innocent people suffer before understanding what happened." The old matriarch of the Wu family tapped her walking stick. "Today, in front of so many people, your in-laws did not show their faces. How will outsiders look at our Wu family in the future? If this spreads, everyone will think it's our Wu family's lack of graciousness." Wu Chenjun continued, Aren't Xiaoxi's grandmother and maternal grandparents here? Aren't the faces of these three elders prestigious enough? The old matriarch of the Wu family retorted, Qinjun, you're young and you don't understand the intricacies of social interactions. Even if these three elders didn't come today, no one would say anything. But it's different for your in-laws, they are Xiaoxi's parents. At this point, the old matriarch of the Wu family looked toward Shangguanxi and continued, Xiaoxi, I know you're a good child, so I don't blame you nor your father. But that stepmother of yours is to blame. She must have instigated something, otherwise your father wouldn't be so confused as to miss his own daughter's wedding. Xiaoxi, since she doesn't care about her daughter's reputation from now on, you don't have to acknowledge that stepmother anymore. Such a person really can't be presented in public. Grandma. Shangguansu, who had been silent, stood up from the sofa. Aren't your words a bit too much? He had been silent before because they were indeed at fault, but now he had to stand up. He didn't know the reason why his parents missed Shangguanzai's wedding. When Shangguan Dehui and Enai Tsuehua left, they mentioned it to him, just saying they would go out for a while and asked him to look after the house. He didn't expect that their leaving would turn into almost a whole day. The old matriarch of the Wu family looked at Shangguansu with an authoritative face. If she can do such a thing, why can't I say it? Our Wu family is certainly not a mediocre family that can't be seen in public. Because of this statement, the air fell into a silence. Shangguanzai's face turned somewhat unsightly. Shangguanzai's eyes began to redden. No matter what, today you must give me an explanation. Otherwise, whether Xiaoxi acknowledges her mother in the future is not up to me, but our Wu family will definitely not recognize this mother-in-law. At this point, Zhao Yu couldn't care about the consequences and stood up from the sofa. Old lady, you should be grateful that today's wedding could still be successfully held. Had it been any other family, chaos would have ensued. If it weren't for Enai Yang keeping the overall situation in mind, the wedding of Shangguanxi and Zuoling might have to wait until next year. Duoduo, do you know what happened? Shangguanxi looked at Zhao Yu. Zhao Yu nodded and briefly explained the situation. Upon hearing that little Enai Yun had been taken away by Zuoling and was even subjected to life-threatening danger, Shangguanxi turned pale, staggering a few steps before being caught by Wu Qinjun, who was behind her. Otherwise she would have fallen to the ground. Wu Qinjun quickly consoled Shangguanxi, Xiaoxi, don't panic, Yunyun is blessed with good fortune, she will definitely be fine. The Wu family, which had been deeply angry, now all lowered their hostility. After all, this was a matter of life and death. The old matriarch of the Wu family's face couldn't hide her unease. What about my in-laws and mother-in-law? Such a big thing happened, how could they not inform us? If it's too difficult to speak of, we could have thought of a solution together to look for her. Zhao Yu said, if the issue was made known to everyone, could the wedding have been held smoothly? My maternal grandparents kept it secret for fear of delaying the auspicious time and went to look on their own. I did not expect you to speak so poorly of them. Kind intentions are treated like an ungrateful deed. The old matriarch of the Wu family was momentarily speechless, filled with regret for her previous behavior. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1148 Arrest Wu Yinyu 4. She really shouldn't have. She shouldn't have wronged Enai Tsuehua without knowing the whole story. Now it seems that Enai Tsuehua is not only not a bad stepmother, but is actually a very understanding and good mother. Her own daughter was in a life-or-death crisis, yet she still thought of her stepdaughter's wedding. If it were anyone else, they wouldn't be able to remain so calm, nor would they sacrifice their own daughter to fulfill their stepdaughter's happiness. Upon this thought, the elder Mrs. Wu immediately apologized to Shangguanxi. Xiaoxi, I'm sorry, Grandma wrongly accused your mom without knowing the situation earlier, I really shouldn't have. The elder Mrs. Wu is a reasonable old lady, and if it was her mistake, then she would not shirk responsibility. That uncle who stood up for the Wu family just now quietly slipped away because he couldn't save face. Originally planning to properly teach these clueless youngsters a lesson, who would have thought it turned out to be a huge misunderstanding. Shangguanxi, pale-faced, shook her head. It's nothing, I'm just worried about Yunyun's condition. Duoduo, how is Yunyun now? She knew that encountering Zuoling at the wedding was not a good sign, but she didn't expect Zuoling would harm little Enai Yun. It's all her fault. If it weren't for her misjudgment of people, little Enai Yun wouldn't have suffered this calamity. Little Enai Yun was taken away by Zuoling, and she was still busy getting married, she really shouldn't have. Shangguanxi now blamed herself to death. Zhao Yu sighed, I don't know either, my dad hasn't sent a message yet. As soon as these words fell, Zhao Yu's pager beeped. It must be from my dad. Zhao Yu hurriedly took out his pager. How is it? Shang Guanxi asked urgently. Zhao Yu continued, they've found her, they're at the hospital and little Yun Yun is still in surgery. The elder Mrs. Wu quickly turned to a servant and said, Old Zhao, get the car ready, we're going to the hospital right away. By the way, Duo, is it at the city hospital? Zhao Yu nodded. The group hurriedly drove to the hospital. Shang Guanxi didn't even have time to change out of her wedding toast attire. When they arrived, the surgery was not yet finished. Mo Qishan was waiting outside the operating room. Seeing so many people, Mo Qishan wasn't surprised. Shang Guanxi hurriedly ran over and asked, How is the situation now? Why are you here alone? Where are my parents and Yang Yang? Mo Qishan replied, Yunyun's injuries are very serious, so Yang Yang is also involved in the surgery. Your aunt felt uncomfortable and your uncle is taking care of her. What's wrong with my mom? Shang Guanxi asked eagerly. Mo Qishan carried on, Your aunt fainted, it's not too serious, you don't need to worry. Where is my mom now? In Ward A101 on the 3rd floor. The group hurriedly ran up to the ward. Anai Tsuehua had just fainted from being worked up, and the situation wasn't too serious. Shang Guanxi and the others hadn't been there long before Anai Tsuehua woke up. Seeing Shang Guanxi and the others, Anai Tsuehua said in surprise, Xiaoxi, why have you come? At a time like this, how could you, a new bride, be absent? Shang Guanxi hugged Anai Tsuehua and cried, The wedding is already over. Mom, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Anai Tsuehua patted Shang Guanxi's back. Silly child, how could this be blamed on you? This has nothing to do with you, you mustn't think that way. The elder Mrs. Wu apologized from behind. Xiaoxi's mom, I'm really sorry, we nearly misunderstood you because you and Xiaoxi's dad didn't attend Xiaoxi's wedding. Although she had already apologized to Shang Guanxi, she still owed Anai Tsuehua an apology. She shouldn't have thought of Anai Tsuehua that way before. Only then did Anai Tsuehua notice the elder Mrs. Wu. Elder Mrs. Wu, why have you come too? This is our family's affair, I'm sorry for making you worried. Xiaoxi's mom, please don't say that, it's our Wu family that has wronged you. After speaking a few words with the elder Mrs. Wu, Anai Tsuehua finally had a moment to ask about little Anai Yun's condition. Dehui, how is Yun Yun doing? Shengguan Dehui replied, Yang Yang is also in the operating room, Dia don't worry, Yun Yun will be out soon. Not to make Shang Guanxi feel guilty, Anai Tsuehua had to hide her extreme worry, even though she was very anxious. She needs to be strong. Anai Tsuehua looked at Shang Guanxi and continued, Xiaoxi, it's fine as long as your dad and I are here at the hospital, you should take Qinjun and bring the elder Mrs. Wu and your grandparents-in-law back home. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1149 Arrest Wu Yenyu _5. Xiaoshu, you should take Adele and Duo and head back too. You aren't doctors and having so many people staying at the hospital is pointless. Once Yunyun's surgery is successful and she's out, they'll call you guys at home. Shengguan Dehui stood by nodding, your mom is right. You guys should head back. The hospital is full of bacteria, it's not really a good place. Although Anai Tsuehua and Shengguan Dehui said so, neither Shengguan Su nor Shengguan Shi left. Instead, they joined everyone else outside the operating room on the 2nd floor, waiting for little Anai Yun to come out. The group had been waiting outside for over 2 hours when the lights inside the operating room finally turned off, and the door slowly opened. Several people in white coats came out. Although they were all dressed similarly and wore light blue masks, Mo Qishan recognized that tall figure immediately. He quickly stepped forward and asked, Yang Yang, how did the surgery go? Anai Yang slowly took off her mask, revealing a face as delicate as a painting. The surgery was very successful. Really? Yang Yang, you're not lying to mom? Anai Tsuehua walked over and grabbed Anai Yang's hand. Anai Yang said with a smile, Mom, why would I lie to you about something like this? Yun Yun is really alright and she won't have any sequelae in the future. What, you don't trust my medical skills? That's wonderful. Anai Tsuehua hugged Anai Yang excitedly, this is truly wonderful. Hearing this, Shangguanxi also sighed in relief. If little Anai Yun had any sequelae, she would have been the sinner. Noticing Shangguanxi's thoughts, Anai Yang walked over, held Shangguanxi's hand and said, Sister Xiaoxi, this has nothing to do with you. You don't need to blame yourself. If I'm not wrong, there's someone behind all this. For little Anai Yun, Zuoling was a stranger. Just by himself, Zuoling couldn't take little Ni Yun away. So, Ni Yang suspected it was Wu Yenyun. Ni Yang's suspicion wasn't unfounded because after Mo Kishin's investigation, it was revealed that not only did Wu Yenyun meet Zuoling the night before the incident, but Wu Yenyun had also appeared at the wedding venue on the morning little Ni Yun was taken away by Zuoling. If Wu Yenyun wanted to dupe little Ni Yun, it would have been too easy. As an older sister, Ni Yang truly didn't want to witness this scene. But if it really was Wu Yenyun, then Ni Yang would definitely not forgive her. Yang, do you know something? Ni Tsuehua grabbed Ni Yang's hand. Ni Yang didn't directly answer Ni Kuihua's question but said instead, Mom and Dad, you stay at the hospital. Mo brother and I need to make a trip to the police station. I believe the police will bring justice for Yun Yun. Okay. Ni Tsuehua nodded. Ni Yang looked at Mo Chishin. Mo brother, let's go. As Ni Yang walked, she took off the white coat she was wearing and Mo Chishin, walking beside her, naturally took it from her. Although it was already late into the night, the lights at the police station were still on. Mo Chishin provided the clues he had gathered to the police officer, who immediately interrogated Zuoling overnight. Zuoling had promised Wu Yenyun to take full responsibility himself. He absolutely wouldn't drag Wu Yenyun down with him. Besides, Wu Yenyun was just trying to help him. He couldn't betray Wu Yenyun. Zuoling refused to divulge the truth. Even though there was evidence that Wu Yenyun had met Zuoling before, it wasn't enough to prove that Wu Yenyun was the mastermind. Upon learning that Zuoling wouldn't tell the truth, Ni Yang said, Officer, can I meet Zuoling alone? That's. The police officer hesitated, probably not allowed. Ni Yang continued, I have a way to make Zuoling confess the truth. I need to ask my superiors first. Ni Yang nodded, that would be appreciated. Soon the officer who went to ask returned, Ni Yang, the superiors have approved your request. Please follow me. The police officer led Ni Yang to the interrogation room. Ni Yang sat opposite Zuoling. Seeing Ni Yang, Zuoling's emotions surged. Ni Yang, you bitch. It's all your fault. It's because of you that I ended up in this mess. His life was ruined and so was his future. Ni Yang, however, didn't get angry but instead was exceedingly calm. Zuoling, you're hating the wrong person. What? Zuoling was taken aback. I said, you're hating the wrong person. The real person who put you in this situation isn't me. It's Wu Yenyun. She's using you as a pawn. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1150 Arrest Wu Yenyu _6. Using someone else as a weapon? Zuoling furrowed his brows. Ni Yang continued, actually the person who truly hates me is Wu Yenyun, but Wu Yenyun is afraid of facing legal consequences, so she shifted all the blame onto you, wanting to use you to make my life miserable. Zuoling roared, nonsense. It was clearly you. You are the one who harmed me. Ni Yang gave a slight smile. Zuoling, you're a university graduate after all, please use your brain for a moment, okay? Think about it, you're here in the police station being interrogated while Wu Yenyun is at home, sleeping soundly without a care in the world. Is that fair to you? Charges of kidnapping and attempted murder are very serious. You might end up paying with your life. Your parents are at home waiting for you to return. You are their only son. This matter clearly isn't just your fault alone. Why should you take the fall for someone else? Upon hearing this, Zuoling's expression gradually began to relax. Ni Yang pressed on, continuing to speak pointedly, Zuoling, it seems you've wasted 4 years of college, you're not even as good as a high school student, being used by Wu Yenyun without even realizing it. Actually, you're just a pawn in Wu Yenyun's hand. She used you and you are still foolishly defending her. Think about it, are you being fair to your parents by doing this? At this point, Ni Yang suddenly lowered her voice and slowly said, if you confess the mastermind with your circumstances, you definitely won't receive a heavy sentence. Really? Zuoling, as if grasping at the last straw, looked at Ni Yang with hope-filled eyes. Ni Yang stood up from her chair, the corners of her mouth slightly curling up. Whether you can seize this opportunity or not is up to you. After saying this, she turned and walked out without looking back. Outside the interrogation room, several police officers stood together. Hey, do you think that girl really has a way to make Zuoling confess his accomplices? It's hard to say, another officer shook his head. I don't think she looks all that influential. The records show she is 19 this year. Hearing this, another officer voiced his surprise, only 19 and already so capable? Her boyfriend is quite impressive too. He said in a lower voice, I just heard our boss respectfully calling him Mr. M.O. Of course, isn't it obvious? Who casually has millions in cash to be just anybody. Just then the door of the interrogation room was pushed open from the inside. Already out? The officers were somewhat surprised, guessing that the negotiation probably failed. After all, N.I. Yang was only 19 this year, they couldn't pin all their hopes on her alone. At that moment, shouting emerged from inside the interrogation room, "Ill talk. Ill talk. Ill tell everything." Hearing this, the police officers exchanged surprised glances, seeing astonishment in each other's eyes. Did it work? Xiaowang, let's go in quickly. Inside the interrogation room, Zuoling cried, repenting his actions and thoroughly confessed the whole sequence of events. The police officers arrived at the Wu family's house at just past 6 in the morning. The Wu family was still asleep. The person who opened the door was Yan Erju. Seeing a group of police officers standing outside, Yan Erju froze. Police officers? Hello, may I ask if Wu Yenyun lives here? Yan Erju nodded. Yes, I'm her mother. I'm from the municipal police department. She is suspected in a case involving kidnapping and incitement to murder. This is an arrest warrant. Please have her come with us immediately. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1151. Evil will be met with evil. What? Yan Erju's face turned pale, and tears immediately welled up in her eyes. How could this be? Is she experiencing auditory hallucinations? It must be auditory hallucinations. No. My Xiaoyun would never do such a thing. Officer, you must have made a mistake. A mistake? The officer standing in front stepped forward again, took out his police badge and arrest warrant, and repeated what he had said before. Comrade Wu Yenyun is now suspected of being involved in a kidnapping case and inciting a murder case. Please do not obstruct our police work. Yan Erju staggered back several steps. A group of police officers entered one after another. In which room is Wu Yenyun? I'll go call her out. Yan Erju wiped the tears from her face. The leading officer looked back at 2 female officers behind him. You 2 follow her together. Okay. Wu Jinshu, hearing footsteps outside, opened his sleepy eyes and came out to see a group of police officers standing in the living room. Wu Jinshu was stunned. What's going on? Why are there so many police officers at our home so early in the morning? Officer, is there anything that brings you here? Hello, are you the head of this household, Comrade Wu Jinshu? Wu Jinshu nodded. Yes. The officer briefly explained Wu Yanyun's situation. Upon hearing this, Wu Jinshu was shocked. Murder? Kidnapping? My God. What has Wu Yenyun done? Wu Jinshu asked with a trembling voice. Officer, may I ask who is the victim? Hearing this, the officer was somewhat angry. The victim is N.I. Yun. Little N.I. Yun? Wu Jinshu continued. Is her sister N.I. Yang? Aha. The officer nodded. It's over. What did Wu Yenyun say when N.I. Yang came last time to find her? She said she didn't know anything about little N.I. Yun. That little N.I. Yun's disappearance has nothing to do with her. Outside the room, Yan Erju knocked on the door for a long time before it opened. Wu Yenyun, who had just woken up, rubbed her eyes and said, Mom, what's up so early? Before Yan Erju could speak, the female officer next to her continued, Wu Yenyun, right? We are from the municipal police department. You are now suspected of a kidnapping case and inciting a murder case. Please come with us immediately. As soon as she finished speaking, cold handcuffs were clapped on Wu Yanyun's wrists. What? Wu Yanyun's sleepiness instantly vanished. She didn't do anything. Why are the police after her? Wu Yenyun struggled violently. No. I didn't do anything. What right do you have to arrest me? 2 female officers, one from the left and one from the right, held Wu Yenyun. Behave. Our police handle cases based on evidence. We don't wrong a good person, nor do we let a bad person go. Mom? Save me. Save me. I really didn't. I didn't do anything. Xiaoyun. Yan Erju immediately followed them. Walking into the living room, Wu Yenyun called out for Wu Jinshu to save her. Dad. I'm being wronged. Save me. I was at home all day yesterday. I have an alibi. Why would you arrest me? I'm being wronged. Dad, get me a lawyer. You must get me out. Wu Yenyun cried and yelled. Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju followed them outside, watching helplessly as Wu Yenyun was taken into the police car. Not long after, Wu Jinshu and Yan Erju also went to the police station, and Wu Jinshu even hired a costly lawyer. Hospital. Enai Tsuehua and Shangguan Dehui had been in the ward for a day and a night. But little Enai Yun showed no signs of waking up. Shangguan Dehui said, "Dia, go rest for a while. I'll watch over Yun Yun here, I'll call you when she wakes up." Enai Tsuehua shook her head, "I'm not sleepy." Little Enai Yun still hadn't woken up, and Enai Tsuehua rubbed her temples. Just then little Enai Yun slowly opened her eyes on the hospital bed. "She's awake." Shangguan Dehui's eyes lit up. "Yun Yun's awake. Dia, Yun Yun's awake." Enai Tsuehua was also very excited. "Yun Yun, it's mommy. Does it still hurt?" Seeing her parents, little Enai Yun's tears came down instantly. "It doesn't hurt anymore. But I'm scared. Where did you guys go, Mom and Dad?" "I was so scared." Enai Tsuehua, who had barely held back her tears, now once again broke down. "It's all Mommy's fault. Mommy didn't look after you well. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible." Chapter 1152. Evil will be met with evil. Little Enai Yun saw her mom crying and felt panicked for a moment, sensibly saying, "Mom, don't cry anymore. Look, Dad isn't crying." "Okay, Mom won't cry." Little Enai Yun continued, "Mom, where is my sister? And Sister Xiaoxi and Sister Adele? What about Big Brother? And my brother-in-law? They aren't here right now. They will come see you in a while. What about Grandpa, Grandma, and Grandma?" Little Enai Yun asked again. Enai Tsuehua said, "They are at home." "What about my grandniece?" "Grandniece?" Enai Tsuehua was momentarily startled, then said, Duo is also at home." Little Enai Yun sighed with relief. As long as they weren't taken away by the bad people, that's good. Hearing this, Enai Kuihua's eyes reddened once more. Just then the door of the ward was pushed open from outside. Enai Yang and Emo Chishan walked in holding fresh flowers. Seeing Enai Yang, little Enai Yun happily said, "Sister, brother-in-law, Yun Yun is awake." Enai Yang smiled as she walked over. "Does it still hurt? Do you feel uncomfortable anywhere?" Little Enai Yun shook his head. Enai Yang reached out and touched little Enai Yun's forehead. "If you feel uncomfortable anywhere, you must let Dad, Mom, and Sister know, okay?" Little Enai Yun obediently nodded his head. Emo Chishan placed the flowers at the bedside. "By the way, Uncle and Auntie, Zueling has already confessed the mastermind behind it all." "Who is it?" Enai Tsuehua asked. Emo Chishan said, "It's Wu Yenyun." "Wu Yenyun?" Upon hearing these three words, Enai Kuihua's blood froze. She couldn't believe that Wu Yenyun would do such a thing. "Xiaoma, are you joking with me? Is it really Yenyun?" Shangguan Dehui also felt somewhat surprised. How could it be Wu Yenyun? After all, she and little Enai Yun were real sisters. Enai Yang looked at Enai Tsuehua. "Mom, brother Emo isn't joking. The person behind Zueling is indeed Wu Yenyun. It was Wu Yenyun who caused Yun Yun to end up like this." Enai Tsuehua was stunned. Enai Yang turned her head to little Enai Yun. "Yun Yun, tell sister, did Wu Yenyun come to find you yesterday morning?" Little Enai Yun nodded. "Sister Yenyun came to find me. She even gave me a strawberry-flavored candy. After I ate that candy, I felt very sleepy, wanted to sleep, and when I woke up, I was next to that bad uncle. The bad uncle hit me and said he was going to kill me." Although little Enai Yun was young, her thoughts were clear. Hearing this, Enai Tsuehua said with reddened eyes, "Oh my God! How could this happen? Yun Yun is her little sister. How could she do this to Yun Yun? Little Enai Yun is her daughter. Wu Yenyun is also her daughter. They are real sisters. As the older sister, how could Wu Yenyun bear to harm little Enai Yun? She can hate me and take it out on me. Yun Yun is innocent. Why would she do this?" Enai Yang continued, "Her mind has completely twisted now. We can't understand her actions using normal people's thinking." "Where is she now?" Enai Tsuehua asked. Enai Yang said, "Having made a mistake, of course she's at the police station being educated. For such actions, the minimum is life imprisonment." "What?" Enai Tsuehua was stunned again. Minimum life imprisonment? If sentenced more seriously, could it not be the death penalty? Just then, Elder Zheng, Mrs. Zheng, and Zhao Yu walked in from outside carrying a thermos. Hearing about Wu Yenyun, both elders wore sorrowful expressions, never imagining Wu Yenyun could turn out like this. Zhao Yu said, "This Wu Yenyun truly deserves to die. When she caused Duoduo's death, she should have been sent to prison. Otherwise, little Yun Yun wouldn't have suffered like this. Regrettably, killing a bird is simply not enough to land one in prison." "I knew it. When I bumped into her on the street last time, I should have slapped her more. It really infuriates me. She's simply not human. Police station. Because the crime committed by Wu Yinyun was so severe, the lawyer was somewhat helpless. Under current circumstances, Wu Yinyun is facing the death penalty. Wu Yinyun tightly held the hands of Wu Jinshu and Yen Erju. Dad, Mom, you must save me. I'm still so young, I don't want to be imprisoned, I don't want to die. Dad, Mom, please, you absolutely have to save me. She was only 18. Her life had just begun. How could she die? No. It cannot be. Yen Erju sobbed. You child, really too foolish, how could you treat Yunyun like this? Now that it's come to this, what can we do? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1153, Evil will be met with evil, you deserve it. You just deserve it. Wu Jinshu scolded Wu Yinyun, you had a good life but you chose to court death. Are you satisfied now? If Wu Yinyun had gotten along with Ni Yang right from the start like Adele without causing so much trouble, she would be even happier than Adele and little Ni Yun now. It was all her own doing. Dad, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this, I deserve to die. Please, please save me. Wu Jinshu sighed. If we had a way, would we just leave you to fend for yourself? Human life is at stake. What Wu Yinyun did was no small matter. Hearing this, Wu Yinyun cried even harder. Suddenly, her eyes lit up and she continued, Go find Ni Yang. Ni Yang definitely has a way. I am her sister and Ni Yang can't ignore me. Ni Yang must save her. Just because she is Ni Yang's sister, Ni Yang has to save her. This is what Ni Yang and the Ni family owe her. If it weren't for Ni Yang, she wouldn't have ended up here today. It's all Ni Yang's fault. Ni Yang must atone. Ni Yang can find a way? Is she a god? Does she have 3 heads and 6 arms? Wu Jinshu wrinkled his brows tightly. The lawyer next said, if we can get forgiveness from the victim and their family, the court might give a lighter sentence based on the circumstances. Really? Asked Wu Jinshu. The lawyer nodded. Mom, Dad, did you hear that? Ni Yang can save me. She can save me. Hurry and find her. Wu Yinyun clung to this last straw like it was her lifeline. Yen Erju said, you almost killed Yunyun. Would Yang Yang still care about this matter? You also said it was just almost. She's not dead, is she? She's not dead, so why should my life be sacrificed? Wu Yinyun argued. Yen Erju sighed and remained silent. Leaving the police station, the faces of Wu Jinshu and Yen Erju were filled with a grim expression. After all, it was Wu Yinyun who had made the mistake. Would Ni Yang forgive Wu Yinyun? As parents, however, they couldn't just stand by and watch Wu Yinyun die. The couple decided to buy a bunch of nutritious gifts and went to the hospital to visit little Ni Yun, and while there try to plead with Ni Yang. When they arrived at the hospital, Shangguan Shi and Ni Tsuehua were accompanying little Ni Yun in the ward. Shangguan Dehui had gone to buy little Ni Yun's favorite candy. Yang Yang's mom, Xiaoxi, Wu Jinshu and Yen Erju stood somewhat awkwardly in the ward. Sister Erju, brother Jinshu. Ni Tsuehua stood up from the sofa. Godfather, godmother, you've come? Shangguan Shi also followed Ni Yang, calling Wu Jinshu and Yen Erju godparents. Yen Erju placed the nutritious gifts on the table and asked with concern, is Yun feeling any better? Ni Tsuehua nodded. She had a major surgery last night, but she's much better now. Yen Erju continued, Yang Yang's mom, I'm really sorry, it's our fault for not raising our child well. Xiaoyun knows her mistake now, she's only 18, still a child. Can you give her a chance to reform? Shangguan Shi found it difficult to speak and couldn't interject, but she felt Yen Erju was being somewhat selfish this time. Because of Wu Yinyun, little Ni Yun almost died. If it weren't for Mo Kishin's extensive connections finding Zhuoling in time, little Ni Yun would already be dead. Ni Kuihua's eyes were very red and she didn't know what to do. Both the palm and back of her hands were dear to her. Wu Yinyun is only 18 years old. Should she really just watch her daughter die? What should she do? Yen Erju tightly grasped Ni Kuihua's hand. Yang Yang's mom, I beg you, Xiaoyun is also your child. I beg you to let her go just this once. 18 years ago you already gave up on her once, are you going to just watch her die this time? Xiaoyun is still a child, she was just confused for a moment, she really knows her mistake. Yunyun is also still a child. Before the person arrived, their voice already reached. A crisp, clear voice sounded from outside the door. Yen Erju turned her head to look, only to see a slender, stern figure walking in, with a chiseled and expressionless face that still somehow conveyed a strong sense of distance. Yang Yang. Yan Erju and Wu Jinshu stood up, looking towards Ni Yang. Ni Yang walked slowly inside. Wu Yenyun is already an adult, and she should pay the price for her actions. This matter can't be forgiven just because she says I'm sorry, I know I was wrong. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1154. Evil will be met with evil in front of Yenyun lay a life. A living, breathing life. Who knows how anxious Ni Yang was when Zuoling pressed the dagger against little Ni Yun's neck. It was evident that Zuoling had murderous intent at that moment. Ni Yang is no saint. She could not act as though nothing happened, and even less forgive Wu Yenyun. Wu Yenyun first killed Duo and then little Ni Yun. Ni Yang couldn't imagine what other earth-shattering things Wu Yenyun would do next. Wu Yenyun is now a ticking time bomb. Ni Yang can't possibly keep a bomb that might explode at any moment by her side. Erju wept inconsolably. Yang Yang, she is your sister. Do you really want to watch her die like this? Yang Yang, I'm begging you, please forgive her just this once? Erju had single-handedly raised Wu Yenyun. She couldn't bear to watch Wu Yenyun die. Ni Yang turned to Erju. Do you think I haven't forgiven her enough times? Ni Yang feels no remorse towards Wu Yenyun. Long ago, when she was saving Wu Yenyun, she already made it clear that their sisterly bond was severed, and Wu Yenyun's life and death no longer had anything to do with her. But she's your sister, Yang Yang. Please forgive her just this once. I promise that Xiaoyun will never be like this again. Ni Yang spoke calmly. If the person who was kidnapped wasn't Yunyun, if the person who almost died wasn't Yunyun, but your family's Erlong and Xiaolong instead, would you still be saying the same thing? Would you still speak of forgiveness so casually? As she spoke, Ni Yang paused, then continued, I know my words may sound harsh, but that's the reality. If it were Erlong or Xiaolong lying in the hospital bed today, would you forgive Wu Yanyun's actions? Finishing her speech, Ni Yang took a piece of paper from her bag and handed it to Erju. This is the critical condition notice issued by the doctor before Yunyun's surgery. Please take a look. Erju took the critical condition notice with trembling hands. Yang Yang, is there really no room for negotiation in this matter? Ni Yang shook her head. The person hurt was Yunyun. None of us can forgive on behalf of Yunyun. Erju continued. But Xiaoyun is your sister after all. Your family already abandoned her once before. This time, can't you just let go and give back the life you owed her 18 years ago? After this, if Xiaoyun does anything wrong again, we definitely won't bother you. Our family no longer owes Wu Yenyun anything. I already gave her life back when she fell seriously ill 6 months ago. Once something begins, it can happen again and again. It seems that Erju has forgotten the incident from 6 months ago when Wu Yenyun was gravely ill and almost died. At that time, Ni Yang had pitted her past grievances and stepped in to save her. Wu Yenyun wasn't just ungrateful after recovering, she even bit the hand that fed her. Ni Yang didn't mind those things. She is a sister after all, she should have a forgiving heart. Afterward, Ni Yang still respected Wu Jinshu and Erju as her godparents and helped their construction company, even giving them projects worth nearly 5 million from her office building. But now Wu Yenyun had seriously endangered little Ni Yun's life, and Ni Yang couldn't continue to act like a saint and forgive her misdeeds. Impossible. During this time, Ni Tsuehua always wanted to say something, but hearing Ni Yang's words, she was lost for words. Because Ni Yang was absolutely right. The person harmed was little Ni Yun. The one who nearly died was little Ni Yun. Wu Yenyun should pay for her actions. On the way here, Erju had thought of many potential outcomes but never expected that Ni Yang would so heartlessly refuse to forgive Wu Yenyun just this once. They are blood sisters. Even if their bones break, the tendons still connect them. Ni Yang's action seems somewhat too unkind. Jinshu consoled Erju. Forget it, this matter is indeed Yanyun's fault, she truly needs to face the consequences of her actions. Yang Yang is right because Yenyun didn't harm our interests, that's why we could speak of forgiveness so easily. If today it were Erlong or Xiaolong lying on that bed, we might not be as forgiving as Yenyun. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1155. Evil will be met with evil. Wu Jinshu was very honest and also a very rational person. It was understandable that Ni Yang was unwilling to forgive Wu Yenyun. Erju knew it made sense, yet she was still heartbroken, holding Jinshu and crying uncontrollably. That was her daughter, the daughter she had raised for 18 years. Back at the police station, separated by a glass, Wu Yinyun asked anxiously. Did Ni Yang already sign the forgiveness letter? When will they let me out? I hate it here, I want to go home. I want to take a shower. Life in prison was very hard, especially for a major suspect like Wu Yinyun. Erju, with tears streaming down her face, looked at Yinyun. Yinyun, I'm sorry. Wu Yinyun couldn't believe it. Ni Yang didn't agree to sign the forgiveness letter? Erju nodded her head. Wu Yinyun clasped her head with both hands. How could this be? Why didn't she sign? What right does she have not to sign? It's all her fault that I ended up like this today. If it hadn't been for Ni Yang, she would never have come to this point. The 10-minute visitation time passed quickly, and Wu Yinyun was taken away by the prison guards. As she was leaving, Wu Yinyun didn't forget to shout, Mom and Dad, you must go find Ni Yang again. Make Ni Yang save me. I don't want to die. Erju sobbed uncontrollably. In the hospital ward, Ni Tsuehua looked at Ni Yang. Yang, will Yinyun be sentenced to death? Ni Yang nodded her head. Given the situation, she's likely to be sentenced to death. What Wu Yinyun had committed was no trivial matter. Will she really die? Tsuehua was after all the biological mother, and she could not remain indifferent. Mom, are you going to sign the forgiveness letter? Ni Yang turned her gaze towards Tsuehua. Tsuehua paused. Sign? Forgive? She also didn't know. Ni Yang continued. Mom, Wu Yinyun and my biological father and grandmother are all of the same kind. If you forgive her this time, not only will she not know remorse, but she may become even more outrageous. This time Yinyun was lucky to survive, but next time it might be me who dies. What? Could it really turn out that way? Ni Tsuehua looked at Ni Yang in surprise. Ni Yang smiled slightly. Mom, don't think it's impossible. Do you know who Wu Yinyun hates the most right now? It's me. She always believes that I took everything from her. In fact, in her youth, Ni Yang lived a life even harder than Wu Yinyun. But Wu Yinyun only saw what was shiny and beautiful in her. Tsuehua continued, Yang, don't worry, Mom has already made a mistake in a past life. I won't drag you down in the second half of my life. Things had reached this point, and all she could do was let things take their course. Forget it, just consider that she had never had this daughter. Ni Yang nodded her head. I'm really happy that you can think this way. Half a month later. The police station reported a result. Wu Yinyun was sentenced to death, to be executed in November. Upon seeing this result, Ni Tsuehua ran to a place devoid of people and cried bitterly. In the following days she seemed to have really forgotten this daughter. After Wu Yinyun was sentenced to death, Jinshu and Erju, the couple, felt they couldn't face Ni Yang any longer. So they entrusted the project to another construction company and moved the entire family to Chuanqing, which was thousands of kilometers away from Beijing. For some people, it's perhaps better not to see them ever again in a lifetime. The Wu family's relocation didn't affect Ni Yang much. She lived every day according to plan. Thinking about developing her skincare line, she had spare time to work on the business of the noodle restaurant and the milk tea shop, and she also needed to take care of the national beauty and heavenly fragrance. She was truly too busy and didn't have the mental space to think about the Wu family's matters. In the blink of an eye, it was the end of the year, and in a few days it would be New Year's Eve. Because tomorrow, Grandpa Du was leaving Beijing for Shanghai. So today, Mo Qishan and Ni Yang brought Jianghu to see off Grandpa Du. Grandpa Du was still the same as always. Even in the bone-chilling cold, he was dressed in a plain cloth robe, elegant like a schoolteacher, such that no one could peer into the ruthlessness and darkness at the bottom of his heart. Will Brother Du come back to Beijing next year? Ni Yang asked. Grandpa Du smiled. Maybe not anymore. Beijing was actually a grave for Grandpa Du, a grave that buried the not yet dead. If he stayed any longer, he feared he wouldn't be able to control himself. Therefore he wanted to stay far from here, far from Beijing. Out of sight, out of mind. When the heart is undisturbed, emotions fade away. And my senior brother? Will he go to Shanghai with you? Ni Yang asked next. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1156. Evil will be met with evil. Grandpa Du twirled his Buddha beads. Ziki is not young anymore, he will stay by his parents' side to fulfill his filial duties in the future. Really? Ni Yang was quite surprised. Grandpa Du nodded slightly. Ni Yang continued, then my master and mistress must be very happy. If my senior brother conveniently finds a partner and gives my master and mistress a grandchild, they would certainly be even happier. As one gets older, there are only so few wishes left. Jianghu was somewhat reluctant to let Grandpa Du leave. These days she had grown accustomed to his presence. If Grandpa Du were to leave, who would she chat with when she got bored? If she craved sweets, who would give them to her unconditionally? Zhao Yu seemed to have envisioned her bleak future already. Are you really going to leave? Zhao Yu looked up at Grandpa Du. Grandpa Du nodded slightly. Beijing is just a place for me to avoid disaster. Shanghai is my home. Originally he came to Beijing to escape calamity. Grandpa Du still remembered the highly accomplished monk who said he would avoid a disaster in Beijing and meet a benefactor of his lifetime. Now it seems the monk's words were not false. He did indeed meet a benefactor of his lifetime in Beijing. It's just a pity that the timing was not right. Zhao Yu then said, then you can also settle down in Beijing for a long time. You've been living quite well in Beijing, haven't you? You're not suffering from any discomfort, and Beijing has your favorite national beauty flowers. Shanghai doesn't have national beauty. Still twirling his Buddha beads, Grandpa Du replied, it's just a craving of the tongue. He never coveted such cravings. He just couldn't forget that one night in the deep forest when he had his first bite of roasted chicken leg, the first grilled fish. People are bound to have their sentimental attachments, not related to the wind and the moon. Many years ago when he read this poem, he just smiled and passed it by, even somewhat unable to understand what being sentimentally attached meant. Thinking about it now, the ridiculous one was him. Zhao Yu seemed to think of something, somewhat incredulous. You're not really going to become a monk, are you? Don't worry, not for the time being, Grandpa Du spoke with a light tone. Not for the time being? Zhao Yu frowned slightly. What does not for the time being mean? Does that mean you will in the future? Grandpa Du looked out the window. Under the sprawling snowflakes, a plum tree blossomed vigorously, red and white intermingling, exceptionally eye-catching, just like the startling first glance upon their first meeting. Maybe, he said slowly. Zhao Yu sighed. What's so good about becoming a monk? You can't even eat meat nor can you drink. Little jerk, don't be discouraged. In her haste, Zhao Yu couldn't help but blurt out this nickname again, and by the time she realized it, the words had been said and she immediately covered her mouth. Fortunately, Grandpa Du didn't say much else. The next day, Mo Qishan drove Grandpa Du to the airport. Ai Yang and Zhao Yu also went along. On the 27th of the 12th lunar month, Grandpa Du took the plane from Beijing heading to Shanghai. Zhao Yu looked up at the large airplane roaring overhead, suddenly filled with emotion. Would she never see that jerk again? 3 days later it was Chinese New Year's Eve. Jonathan and Luana were celebrating the New Year in China for the first time. The festive atmosphere in China was thick, quite different from the New Year in M country. At this moment, a few elders were gathered together cutting window decorations, preparing to paste couplets, and outside the window the snow floated down. Inside there was jubilation. Although the Ni family had married off a daughter this year, with the addition of Adele and her grandparents, the household was as lively as ever. Ai Yang, holding a writing brush, was coming down the stairs when there came a knock at the door. Ai Yang ran to open the door. As the door opened, she saw a tall and jade-like figure looking up, the seductive Adam's apple, the exquisite jawline. It was Mo Qishan. Brother Mo, how come you're here? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.